Oh, yeah.
No, they got Sam Howell now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and he's a dog. Heineke said that Sam Howell is worthy of being seen if he's a dude or not. Eric Bieniemy, new offense coordinator over there.
He hit a grand slam in his opening press conference.
Crushed it.
What are you saying?
He hit a grand slam in his opening press conference. They got their guy.
Was that the first time we've ever heard Eric Bieniemy speak?
Yeah.
That was the first time I've heard him speak.
Me too.
Is that the first time a lot of people have heard him speak?
Not a lot of people. Some people in Colorado have heard him speak before, but I do know.
Because he was coach over there, right?
Yeah, but for sure, as far as NFL goes, I do believe that was the first time we heard him say something.
Tommy Fury.
But that was our first time listening to him speak.
Tommy Fury. I was talking all that shit. Oh, yeah, fool took an extra 3 months to train, bro. I don't know. See, like Jake Brady, bro. Tommy came ready.
All right, let's run and see what everybody else. I feel like in terms of I feel like he's putting on. I think he's trying to bite his tongue, but also this is his first press conference at a new place with a new conversation. Shane McCoy, who was obviously a part of the Kansas City Chiefs for 1 year, won a Super Bowl with him, did not play. Came out on Speak, I believe, on Fox Sports alongside Acho and Joy Taylor. Great show, and LaShawn is wide open on a microphone. He is great on a microphone. He basically said, what the fuck does Eric Bieniemy do? He said, I was there for a year. Aside from just motherfucking people, he really didn't do anything. Now, other people have come out and said, like, that's not exactly true for our situation, my situation, and everything like that. But LaShawn McCoy gave his take. So Eric Bieniemy was asked about it in his opening press conference with the Washington Commanders, and this is how he answered it.
LaShawn McCoy is a future Hall of Fame runner, okay? Everybody's entitled to their own position, to their own comments and how they feel. When it's all said and done with, I think that's all I have to say because he's entitled to his own opinion. That's life. Okay, you got good and you have bad, you know? It does not impact me in any way. Because one thing that you learn when you're in this position, you have to learn to eliminate distractions, all right? My job is to focus on the now. Everything outside these walls has no impact on Eric Bieniemy moving forward.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, so, like, obviously the right thing to say there, but, like, the fake smile at the end, for me, it just felt like behind his face, he wanted to say, like,
fuck that dude.
LaShawn McCoy did nothing for us. Like, so I almost took it as, like, maybe the reason why he hasn't been able to get a gig at some places is because when he's speaking, this is my first time ever hearing him speak, I'm like, oh, he wants to say something else, but that might just be how he speaks. So I think maybe we should kind of give him a little bit more opportunity to talk. But after listening to him speak one time, I was like, I could see how people would be like, it doesn't seem like he's saying what he really wants to say. If you listen to any player talk about a good coach or any coaches talk about it, it's like you got to be yourself. You got to be authentic. You got to do your thing. Felt like he didn't say what he wanted to say, but it's also his press conference, so he had to say what he had to say there. Just an interesting dynamic and situation around the entire Eric Bieniemy situation. Don't love that he had to go to the Washington Commanders to take the same role pretty much. I think he's also assistant head coach, so he got a little bit of a promotion and title to potentially become a head coach. Like other people have been in the Kansas City Chiefs organization. Andy Reid has obviously been calling the plays and designing the plays and doing everything like that, and they've been able to get a head coaching gig. And Eric Bieniemy's been there for a long time. They've had a lot of success. So I'm not saying that I think it's bullshit that he has not got an opportunity to showcase if he could be a head coach and he has to go to the Commanders to do this. But that answer right there made me believe, as I was listening to it, it was like, oh, I don't think he's being real there. It didn't feel like he was being real, but I'm not a fucking body language expert or a speaking expert. But it was interesting to hear him speak for the first time.
It was the same thing, and you're right. I mean, it's his opening press conference. He
has to say.
Yeah, he's not going to go.
Could you imagine if he goes, "Sean McCoy's a fucking bitch"? Dog.
You don't know, Sean McCoy. I mean, that would be kind of sweet if he did that. But yeah, but you're right. You look at his. I mean, it's the same deal. I'm not, a facial. Expert or anything like that, but you look at it and it does look like he's almost gritting his teeth when he's saying what he is saying, and it's like, oh, you can tell, like, this is all bullshit. Like, he doesn't mean any of this. Like, he wants to fucking tear this guy down. But on the same,
that might be how he speaks, though.
Exactly.
We don't know him. Yeah. That might be how he speaks. But watching him say that and listening to the way he was saying it, it's like,
and the smile at the end was like, oh man, he is screaming fuck that guy, but he can't say it. But then you're also right. It's like, he's going and he's going to call plays now, and he's got the offense, but he's also doing it basically with a rookie quarterback. Like, is he even
in the Commanders organization?
Exactly. Like, he's set up to fail. He really is. So it kind of, I mean, I guess he'll really prove, like, if they go out and their offense looks great this year, like, he probably will get a head coaching job out of this.
Definitely. Not just probably,
Yeah.
because he's got rings. If the command, could you imagine Bieniemy goes over there?
In that division.
Sam Howell, and you got the Eagles just sitting there staring, and the
3 playoffs.
Are the Giants going to?
No, that's
They got a quarterback or?
Yeah.
Rapport said
know.
Rapport said that.
Yeah, that 45 was a bunch of baloney.
Yeah, it seemed like Rapp thought they were going to do it, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of our program is trying to read how people are saying things and why they're saying the way it said. Whenever we mentioned the 45 million with Daniel Jones, he said that number will probably start with a 4, so probably like 40 million a year is what he was thinking. But he said that like pretty matter of fact, like Giants and Jones are going to get a deal done, and that was big for me. That
was news.
Hey, Bruce, you're a big Giants fan. Whenever you heard Rapp say that, that was good news, right? And that was big news, too, because it sounded like the way it was being painted about him asking for $45 million was an attempt to get Giants fans over Daniel Jones and move on to the next one. When Rapp says that deal will probably start with a 4, he almost said that as like a matter of fact that the Giants and Jones are going to get a deal done. Is that how you took that thing when he said?
Yeah, for sure. Also, when he's kind of switching from CAA to, I think, athletes first, like you don't know if the CAA guys are kind of,
Trying to bury him?
Yeah.
We couldn't get a deal done because Daniel wants this.
Daniel wants 45. I think there are a lot of Giants fans that probably think 40 is probably still a lot for Danny Dimes, but I just envision you tag either him or Saquon, right? And I think we'll get a deal done with both of them. I'm kind of trying to block out the noise. And just
You're like Eric Bieniemy.
Yeah,
That's right.
and just kind of
Outside of the building.
Yeah, just kind of hope and pray that it gets.
Is that how he's like? That was interesting to hear how he.
Yeah, referring to himself in the third
Eric
person.
Bieniemy does not care.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
It was sick. No, I thought it was sweet. As soon as I heard him, I was out on him the entire time, and then he said, "Eric Bieniemy does not." I was like, "Okay, I'm back in. I'm back in on Eric Bieniemy." Whenever he said that.
Well, and that's the biggest difference between like the press conference we talked about yesterday with shots, explosives. Like that's Gannon. Like that's him. He's not just doing that.
That wasn't a press conference though. That was a
True.
conversation.
Just him
in
talking
the
to the
hallway.
players.
Social media person picking it up.
But even with Bieniemy, we got that where he was one person with one of his own linemen, and then Leno Jr., who maybe he's had a friendship with before, acted completely different. Like he knew him his entire life.
What are you
So
talking about, Key and Peele skit?
I'm talking about the Key and Peele skit because that's exactly what happened, and I believe underneath that clip of him that was posted probably got 1.5, 1.8 million views. But that's kind of the authenticity difference. Like Gannon is Gannon, and because of that, I'm kind of leaning more towards like him. And maybe he gave up 38 points in the Super Bowl and then got a head coaching job, just like Matt Patricia. Patrick Mahomes, he is a very good Travis Kelce. They have weapons all over the place, and Andy Reid again is the guy at the helm over there. But if that's how my head coach is going to act, if he's going to be like that the entire time, and I feel like we just kind of saw this with Sirianni, like, yeah, if you are this consistent guy, even though you're talking about the flowers and manure, if you're always the flowers and manure guy, like your team is going to buy in and play for you. And if that's what Gannon's going to do, then it feels as though they're going to have a lot more success than Bieniemy, who's going to talk about himself in the third person. Because if the Commanders go out there and lose, 35-0. I would assume the team meeting would be something like, look, Eric Bieniemy did his job. Okay, I don't know what Sam Howell,
Allegedly.
allegedly.
But I enjoyed him. So when he's talking to White Cuz.
Yes, other white linemen.
And he goes, I can't wait to get the bucket. He goes, okay, sounds good. And then,
What up, boy?
boom, full on. If he's like that all the time, let's go.
Yeah, sure.
I'm like, here we go. Also, to the other whites on the Commanders, when you approach Bieniemy, we're coming big daps. Yeah, we're coming big daps. We're not doing. All right, let's try to break through there. Let's do that entire thing. You got to read the situation, but that's what I heard. And I am a stooge. I am an idiot. Pretty solid people reader, I think people would say, who have been around me for a long time. Pretty good at getting a quick. Okay, love, hate, let's move on. I think we should question this person. Been something that I've had, been wrong before, not saying I'm always right. That was my first time hearing him speak, I was like, that feels like he's holding something back. That feels like that isn't the actual Eric Bieniemy. When Eric Bieniemy said Eric Bieniemy, I was like, Okay, so there is a little bit in there. We wish him nothing but the best. I hope the Commanders have massive success. We do not understand why he has not been given a head coaching job, but when I watched that, I thought to myself, that might be why people have some second guesses, because who is he? How is he going to be? What's he going to be? He has the opportunity to really prove himself in an organization that is the most dysfunctional in the history of the NFL at this exact moment. Bills defensive coordinator Leslie Frazier is taking a year off from coaching out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It is February 28th. New league year starts March 15th, I do believe. This is kind of an awkward time for somebody to step away. We hope everything is good in Leslie Frazier's family, in Leslie Frazier's life, in everything that's going on. But him just out of nowhere on a Tuesday of Combine Week stepping back was alarming, surprising, and not good in my eyes for the Bills, especially for a Bills defense that has been fantastic. You talk about Poyer, who's a free agent, defensive coordinator now stepping away. There's a lot of question marks about this Buffalo Bills team that was a wagon, is a wagon, and is supposed to be a wagon for the next 5 years. Did this come out of nowhere, or was I not paying attention, or what the fuck happened?
No, it definitely came out of nowhere, because if they knew it, you would assume that Leslie Frazier, who loves the Bills, said that he'd be back next year, would give them a little bit of heads up, especially after all these DCs have kind of been plucked already. And Tremaine Edmonds, another guy that's
So Vic Fangio, Vance Joseph,
Raheem Morris, right?
Raheem Morris, D'Amico Ryans, obviously, he gets a head coach job. Flores just got a job at Minnesota. Is that where he's at? Minnesota. Yeah, this is kind of after the coaching cycle. Before new league. It's an interesting time. That's why we hope everything's okay.
Exactly.
Like, we do hope everything's okay in the Leslie Frazier family.
And like free agents too. Like if you're a free agent and you are on the defensive side, you want to know who your guy is. This does set up for a fantastic Rex Ryan reunion in Buffalo. He just interviewed for the DC in Denver. You don't think with McDermott it might not work over
I think he
there?
interviewed with Denver because he knew that there was a chance
they could pay.
the paycheck would have been
and Peyton.
and time. Like, I don't want to speak for Rex.
No.
Rex has been very happy on TV because I think the paycheck is very solid. He's incredible on TV, and the stresses are much lower. I think he said on our show, that he would go back. He would think about going back to be a head coach,
Right.
but they would have to put him on the head coaching list again, and they wouldn't. He was never on the
That's
head.
not gonna happen.
He pissed somebody off. It seemed like he pissed somebody off.
Snyder.
Was not on the head coaching list, so he said, "I'm not coming back to be a coordinator because why would I go take the paycheck that coordinators are paid when I can do what I do on TV?" He said I think that's how it all went down. I might be wrong. Fact check me, but I think that is how he kind of explained it all. The Broncos, though, with the richest owner in the game, I think he was potentially thinking like, and Sean Payton was maybe pitching like, "Hey, we're playing in different clubhouses. Like there's coordinators getting paid maybe other places. They want to win here after what they experienced last year in their first year as owners. They would like to bring in a steady hand, somebody that knows what the fuck they're doing, and also a little bit of pub isn't a bad thing for the Denver Broncos in a positive way.
Right.
And Rex Ryan certainly brings that. So I don't think Rex Ryan is just taking any coordinator job.
Sure.
I think it was only a specific coordinator job because of the situation. Once again, I'm not speaking for him. We have not asked him, but I think that was the case. But if he was to go back to Buffalo,
That'd be awesome.
Rex Ryan back in the NFL would be amazing for us.
Yeah.
Certainly for us and the NFL as a whole.
Where's Rob at?
He is.
He watches the show. Hey, Rob, where the fuck are you at? Can we?
Yeah, he was.
I think it was Mitt who said, "Hey, my dad said that Rob watches the show."
Yeah. Mitch dad runs
In Vegas,
Currently still in Vegas?
according to Wikipedia.
DC or linebackers? What is he?
Senior assistant.
Love that kid.
That's a great position.
Who? Somebody just took another one of those. Somebody just signed up for a senior assistant role.
Patricia's getting
There it is.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
for the Denver Broncos.
for the Broncos. Yeah.
Those losing all right here in there.
Oh yeah, he's definitely losing Patricia.
What happened with Matt Patricia, you think? What
His-
kind of aligns with this whole decision?
Yeah, unfortunately, his Detroit Lions head coaching, contract is now up after this year. So this comes the time where he will actually have to get paid real money from the Patriots, and unfortunately, you just don't pay a guy who led you to the worst offense they've had in the last 25 years.
Yeah, he's defensive. He's going to be a defense consultant, one of the
Absolutely.
greatest defense coordinators of all
Right.
time. Put him in offense coordinator, obviously, when you
Bingo.
don't have to pay him. Bill really running quite a racket up there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that
All right, so we don't have to pay this guy, and we can just put him in offense coordinator. Sweet.
he
Sounds
wasn't the
good.
only one. Judge is doing it right now for New England.
Yeah, because he's got the Giants deal. still.
Yeah. getting paid pennies.
All right, let's take a break. Tom Telesco will be here live in studio.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
General manager of the Los Angeles Chargers. Let's go, dude.
Here we
yeah.
go.
Come on.
All right, be a friend, tell a friend. Tom Telesco live in studio on the other side of this 5-minute break. Take height. Me and Boston Connor, when we play basketball, we say swishes only. So if he hits the rim, it doesn't count. Right, Connor? Yep. So you just gotta throw swishes. Like that hit the rim, that doesn't count. They give me 3 points in a game, I don't want it. That one counts. Close. See, that's just a miss.
-1.
Boom! Close. Come on! Come on! Be nice to score one time. There it is. Kind of raise the back there, you know?
Used to being in the ring with people who actually move.
And the distance that he kept. So like that boxing, maintaining that distance, staying right outside of the range, knowing when to come in. When you're a kickboxer, like when you're going up against guys who traditionally train in Muay Thai or kickboxing, there isn't movement. You stand kind of right in front of one another, and then you kick, they kick. It's like sock and bop 'em in a lot of ways. And it's not to say that they aren't skilled, but it's just a different style of engagement. So when Jake is going up against a guy like that who's going to stand in front of him, he can
It's
load
easy.
that fucking big right hand up.
When you're fighting NBA players and former MMA fighters who don't know how to move like a boxer in the
Jake
ring.
clearly beat Anderson Silva. Now, here's the thing.
Anderson's not a boxer.
But he's had 8 fights or something like
But
that.
boxing
He's
is a
boxer.
sweet science, man.
Point is, I think this is the best thing to happen to Jake.
Why? I don't.
I'll explain why. His stock was too high for the money fights. The money fights for Jake, in my opinion, are not fighting real boxers. The money fights for Jake are fighting celebrities.
Oh, I agree.
So when he beat Anderson Silva and convincingly and dropped him, after that I go, I don't think KSI can beat him. And KSI is the big money fight. Him losing to Tommy, he's a boxer, but he's not a fucking top-ranked boxer by any means.
not at all.
So him losing to Tommy makes all the other celebrities that also box go, well, I might be able to beat that motherfucker.
Stay in your lane, Jake. Fight the celebrities. I already told you this.
Celebrities or the MMA guys. So I look at this and I go, okay, if he beats Tommy, if I'm KSI, I'm going, I'm not fighting this motherfucker. This guy's a legit, amazing fucking boxer. He just beat a guy who's dedicated his life to boxing, okay?
Yeah, sort of.
No, Tommy's boxed his whole life.
Yeah, but
he grew up in a boxing
now he was a
family.
reality star.
You can
He was on,
be
like,
a reality star
He was on
and also...
Lake Placid or some shit like that. What was that shit called? I don't know. He was on something? Love Island. Yeah.
Lake Placid. But so I guess what I'm saying is like you take a guy like Jake, and now you go, when Jake beat Anderson Silva and convincingly, I was like, I don't think Nate Diaz can beat Jake. I think Jake has these MMA fighters' numbers. I don't think that that's actually a good fight. Now that he lost to Tommy, I start going, ooh, this Nate fight is interesting. This KSI fight is interesting. And those are the lucrative fights.
So you're saying if he beat Fury, he would have gone from a celebrity who boxes to a boxer in our eyes.
Yeah, because he finally
And then
beat a
every
real boxer.
celebrity
And
that
then
can
he
make
could-
real money off is like, I'm not
And
fighting
then he
a
could
boxer.
only fight real boxers, and then he'd have harder fights for less money. So he'd have to fight a Canelo.
No, I think he'd still be the draw. He'd still generate mad
the
money.
draw for Jake is to watch him lose. It's very similar to Mayweather. He's positioned himself as a heel, right? And it's an incredibly difficult thing to do emotionally. Like you're just dealing with hate non-fucking stop. Like his resilience emotionally handling this, like.
I love the way he lost.
Bro,
He owned that shit.
He said judgment by
Now, don't get me wrong. He did throw out a couple of ailments. You know what I mean? He was like, oh, I got a hurt arm, and I was something else. Like, he named like 3 things, but I'm like, for the most part, he was like, don't judge me by how I win, judge me by how I lost. I like the way he handled it.
I'm just
I
saying,
like the way he handled it.
career-wise, making money-wise, this is the best thing. I don't need to see a rematch with Tommy. Like, I don't care about it.
Nah.
I know he might care about it for ego, but I don't care about it. What I want to see him do is fight KSI or Nate Diaz. You beat KSI, then you fight Nate Diaz. You beat Nate Diaz, you rematch Tommy, and ideally Tommy has kind of like increased his profile by having other legitimate boxing fights as well. You have one more big one here.
And it's not like he got his ass kicked. You know what I mean? It went 8 rounds, he dropped him, you know what I mean? He just got outboxed.
Yes, he
That's
got
it.
outboxed.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like there's not... any basic boxer can beat Jake Paul.
Well, that's what
Especially in the cruiserweight division.
That's what they're going to claim, right?
That's what I think. I believe that.
And it's reasonable to think it, but that's what they're going to claim. They're going to claim, okay, he finally fought a boxer, and someone who is skilled in boxing specifically, not MMA, but boxing, is going to be able to beat him.
Every time.
And that's what they'll probably say, right? But in my mind, it's like, you're in this for money, right? You're not in this to prove that you're a fucking boxer.
Depends. If his goal is to be a great boxer, which he said that's his goal, then it impacts his overall.
I think the more you win, the more you think is possible, as you should. So as he's beating all these MMA guys, he's like, yo, I think you got to take a boxer. Maybe this was God's way of being like, bro, save your brain and just go fight KSI. And go fight celebrities.
Yeah.
You're too late in this boxing.
Yeah.
What I hated is like all the, it finally dawned on me why they were riding for him so hard. Like Sean Porter was really riding for Jake Paul.
Yeah.
It's because they're both from Ohio. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they kept saying things like, he's finally out of Tyson Fury's shadow. No, you're not, Tommy. Tyson Fury is the heavyweight champion of the fucking world.
Yeah.
This man has been in the ring fighting wars. Okay?
Yeah.
You beat Jake Paul. You're still in your brother's shadow.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
That's a great shadow to be in.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be like you have to do triple what Tyson Fury has done in his boxing career to get out of that shadow.
It's not bad to be in the shadow of arguably the greatest heavyweight ever.
Come on.
Yeah.
A guy
What are
who
you
got
talking about?
knocked out by the hardest puncher in the world multiple times and won.
Knocked down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and got up.
Yeah.
And then the next 2 fights wasn't even close.
Yeah.
Third fight was more decent than the second fight.
Yeah.
But come on, like, stop.
Are they full brothers?
I think it's half.
Nothing like.
Yeah.
I think the father got another.
Gotcha.
I think.
Tommy was in good
I
shape,
think
man.
we're assuming, but yeah, it makes sense.
Tommy was in good shape, yo.
Yeah,
Like, and
he was.
I'm like, as soon as I'm like, oh, Tommy's gonna beat Jake Paul.
Yeah, that first
I
round.
didn't think it was gonna be a knockout, but I just like, yo, he's gonna beat Jake
Well,
Paul.
I don't know if this applies, but I remember one thing Andrew said about Anthony Joshua. All those big muscles get you worn out quicker because they need a lot of oxygen. And Tommy has some big motherfucking muscles.
Anthony Joshua was never that good. I told y'all this a million times. Nice guy, great guy. I've never believed in Anthony Joshua as a fighter, ever. I believe that at the time, I feel like even before he got to Usyk, you know, and what's the other dude who beat him? Can't even remember his name now. Anthony Ruiz.
Oh, yeah, Andy Ruiz.
Andy Ruiz.
Yeah.
Before that, I thought Deontay would have beat Anthony Joshua. I thought Ortiz would have beat Anthony Joshua. Tyson Fury. Come on, guys.
Yeah, it's not even close.
Yeah, come on.
Not even close.
Come on. You wouldn't even want that.
Yeah.
Why did they have a smaller ring? What was the purpose of that?
I don't know who wanted that.
Tommy wanted it.
Tommy wanted it.
Yeah.
That's really interesting because I think that actually benefits Jake. Because Jake's not a dancer. Jake is coming straight forward. He's coming at you, he wants to engage. So Tommy is more of like a boxer. So you would think that he would want more room so he could dance. But if he wanted the smaller ring, it means he wants to get in there and bang.
Right.
You know, what I hated about the fight was the fucking referee trying to be the MVP. I hate a
Oh my
referee that
God.
wants the attention.
Bro, it's him. You know you're fighting two people that don't have that much experience. Why you let them go a little bit?
I thought that neither one of them did anything that was flagrant. Like, yes, maybe there was some leaning. Yes, there was some holding. But no more than you would see in every.
I didn't see it either.
Just break them up. Don't take away the point.
Yeah, that was
I think
too
it's
much.
Stupid.
Yeah, that was
and
stupid.
they did it for both of them, so I guess it evened out. But like, I hate a referee that like makes it about them.
I think that was a makeup deduction. I think he fucked up deducting Jake's point, and then he was like,
But why are you deducting anything from them? Let them bang out. Like, who gives a fuck?
I thought the fight was great. I thought it was a really
entertaining.
great fight.
Listen,
I gotta see this.
I have not been disappointed by Jake Paul.
Because they both made adjustments. Like, Jake was getting caught with a jab, and all of a sudden, Jake started to stick this long jab, and then he started catching, Tommy, right? And then Tommy made this adjustment where he noticed that Jake was really, like, ducking when he would throw the jab. So Tommy would throw this uppercut as Jake would duck, and it was like, I was seeing, like, really high IQ boxing. It's hard to go in there and worry about getting your fucking head caved in while also going, okay, he's doing this thing, I'm going to change my game plan and do that thing. On the fly. And they both did it.
Jake got a lot of Mexican in him, bro.
He does.
I'm serious. Like, because I watched the last fight. Last fight, he got winded. Who was the last fight? Silver, right?
Yeah.
You could tell he got tired, but he gets better
But he was
as the
stronger.
fight goes on. Like, it's almost like he gets stronger, and he be looking like red, hair all over the place, but he just don't stop working,
No,
bro.
he's
Like,
an actor.
he's a dog.
Yo, Jake's a dog.
He's a Mexican. He
He's
fight Mexican. He got a lot of Mexican
Don't
fight
give
in him,
up.
yo. He do. He got a lot of Mexican fight in him, yo. Canelo will knock him the fuck out, though. Canelo will knock him the fuck out.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to fight.
No. Leave that alone. Leave that alone.
Yeah. But we don't want to see that. Like, I want to see the KSI fight. That has so much build-up
I
already.
thought they fought already.
No. KSI fought Logan twice.
Oh,
right?
okay.
So this is the get back. And I think that KSI watches that, and now maybe it brings Jake back to reality a little bit. Whereas before, after that Silva fight, if I'm KSI, I'm going, I do 10 other fucking projects.
Yeah.
This is a part-time gig for me, and this guy's dedicated full-time to fucking boxing. I can't compete with that. But maybe now.
I think Tyson Fury should fight Logan.
What a joke.
How
this
about
is.
it?
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us live in studio is a man who's the reason why I got drafted to the Indianapolis Colts. I'm thankful for that. I'm lucky for that. He's now the general manager of the Los Angeles Chargers. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Thunderdome. I don't think your microphone is on just yet, but we are very thankful that you are here. How about it, bro? Huh?
I'll just say this, for me, I mean, I live here, so I kind of know the area well. I'm not from out thought we were happy at Fort Wayne on the drive out here.
Yeah, I mean, we appreciate you making the trip up here. We had to get out of the city mostly because we all rich and we're old. And when we were downtown, we went through some, downtown went through some stuff. After COVID, went through some stuff. It's coming back, though. It's coming. Hey, it's coming back.
Roads are getting worse, but it's coming back.
And whenever you see a space like this that's available that you can flip into something like this, you got to do it. You can.
Yeah, it's just really cool.
Now it's supposed to be in general manager. How's it like? Combine week's a big week.
Yeah, it's a busy week. Just a lot of meetings, a lot of things going on, a lot of multitasking between the draft, free agency, our own players. So just trying to get everything done as efficiently as possible this week, which is hard here. There's a lot of stuff going on, but yeah, it's a good week of football.
So we're certainly not supposed to tell you that they told us that you were in a meeting with Goodell before you got here. What happens in that meeting? What are the meetings that take place around the NFL?
First of all, there's like 100 other people in this meeting. So
So they didn't tell us it was Goodell. They said a very important meeting with somebody very important. So we just got it. No. What are some of the meetings that take place? Are you guys talking about rules and like next year or anything like? Does anything substantial take place here?
Yeah, so there's some discussions about just some rule changes. We had talked about like the quarterback sneak rule. I talked about
Used to being in the ring with people who actually move.
And the distance that he kept. So like that boxing distance, maintaining that distance, staying right outside of the range, knowing when to come in. When you're a kickboxer,
Life, man.
You could jack
Can
off
you
of that.
imagine not being able to jack off, bro? You know what I'm saying?
That's the worst part of I think there's a worst part of this. Like,
No, if you do jack off, you're a tree fucker.
This is your dream. You take
know,
out
right?
trees every night.
Environmentalist.
Christ, man.
This guy's a full-on environmentalist.
I don't think that's real.
No, this is real. They did a whole documentary on. They started to like fix him up.
I
and
don't
shit.
believe him.
For real.
Nah, I don't believe him.
What you mean you don't believe this
How the
is
fuck do
real?
you fix him up?
Well, there's hands under there, I think.
Yeah, you see it.
They give him some medicine, and then they started to like shave that shit away.
What
and
the
it was
fuck
like,
condition is that, yo? How you don't know? How y'all
They
just
don't
looking
know.
at the picture?
Everything is happening.
while we have you here, you have some inside information on our boy Michael B. Jordan and Laura.
What inside information do I
You got
have?
inside information.
I don't have no
You know
inside
L'Oreal?
That's my girl. I love L'Oreal.
Okay, L'Oreal.
L'Oreal, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
my bad.
What's the inside
She's
information?
missing a letter for me
Yeah,
to pronounce it
it's
L'Oreal.
L'Oreal.
No, it's L-O-apostrophe R-E-A-L.
Oh.
Yeah. It's an apostrophe. L-O-apostrophe R-E-A-L.
Okay.
I don't think there's no inside information. I mean, like, you want to know the conversation I had with L'Oreal?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Based about what specifically, though?
Okay, so basically just the setup is she's interviewing Michael B. Jordan on the red carpet.
That's right.
Right? And Michael B. Jordan is looking a little salty.
Yeah.
Right?
He's confronting a bully.
He is confronting
confronting a bully.
You see it. Look at it. Look at him.
Do you want to see it?
Look at him.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about this.
All right, so here we go.
Okay.
No, we know each other. We go way back all the way to Chad Science in Newark, okay?
the corny kid, right?
No, I did not
the
say
highbrow
that. Misquoted
flick.
for sure. No, you did not hear me say cry. I said we used to make fun of the name.
Yep.
But yeah, he is obviously killing
How many
things out
head
here.
nods, yo?
So shall we?
How many head
You gotta
nods,
keep playing. Well, you gotta fast forward, but you gotta get to what L'Oreal said at the end.
Okay, what did she say then?
At the end, she said he's not corny anymore.
Yeah.
So from a personality perspective,
Well, thanks for pointing that out, L'Oreal. Movie superstar.
From a personality perspective, you can't do that after saying you didn't call him corny.
Yeah.
You can't come back at the end and be like, he's not corny anymore, because you already said you didn't call him corny.
Oh, so you're saying that you didn't call him corny.
But she didn't, though. Because based
First
off,
she's like, I did not say that. I did not say that.
she really didn't. It was Dominique the Diva. They were doing a podcast together. So Dominique the Diva.
You know what I really think deep down inside? I think that Michael B. Jordan is just like a nice, corny guy.
You know, it's so crazy. I went to school with Michael B.
So yeah, she calls him, or the one girl calls him a nice corny guy, and then she says, "I went to school with him."
That was Dominique the Diva saying
She
that.
also said, like, oh, we used to make fun of him. What you gonna do with them stupid little headshots?
Well, as I told L'Oreal, the thing that she has to eat is like that's the problem, right? What you gonna do with them stupid little headshots? Become one of the biggest superstars in the world.
Yeah.
So once that happens, you just gotta take the L on that one.
Yeah, but why is he still tight?
Everybody's tight over people that got. If you got teased in high school about something,
Yes.
and you became
Yes.
that something. You want to tell everybody
Here's
they're
one
wrong.
thing. I want to know your thoughts. I'm not arguing with you. He was in The Wire, probably shooting by the time he was 14.
So he was already winning.
So I'm on an HBO show. Even if it wasn't popping for a few years, what am I gonna do with little stupid headshots? I'm on an HBO show.
You know HBO don't pay for shit if he's still living in Newark. It's like, man, you're a child star, and you're still going to school.
You're in the Wire.
Newark?
You're going back to the
Yeah,
Wire.
to the Wire. He's method.
I think the other big issue here is what do we define as corny nowadays? You know what I'm saying? Like, why was Michael B. Jordan corny? Because he had a dream and some ambition.
I think we're gonna embrace corny like we embrace washed. You know how older people are like, I'm washed and I'm okay with it.
It's the same way we used to call Drake corny back in the day, and now everybody is on his dick.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
I'm consistent.
Back in the day.
I'm consistently still calling him corny.
Not as much. Not as much.
I don't mean
used to
it.
call him super soft and all that stuff, and then you got a couple bottles, and then all of a sudden he's all right.
Well, I loved how he handled that situation with Meek Mill. So that was the turning point for me being like, oh, man, I like the way this guy gets down. I thought Meek was going to be the ruthless motherfucker to come out with 2 records back to back. If that's the best way to answer somebody, you say I'm a ghostwriter, all right, we'll get these bars. You know what I'm saying?
On behalf of corny people, we tend to hold on to shit and just. Drake had that building for years.
But what's not corny though? Like all this shit that we consider cool, 9 times out of 10 was just some criminal shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like all the motherfuckers, all the motherfuckers we consider cool in school ended up probably in prison.
Because that's cool.
You know what I mean?
Being bad is cool.
And that's
being
corny.
good isn't cool.
But that's
no,
corny.
being good is corny, but being corny makes you a millionaire.
Listen, I would rather my daughters date the corny guy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Okay, so that's what you're saying. You're saying that the description was accurate. He was corny, and his corniness led him to be a megastar, super successful. He just hasn't accepted that his corniness is what makes him great.
Yeah, all the cool kids was
They in jail.
They were skipping class.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Cut
They
the
work
school to
at
go smoke
7-Eleven.
weed. Exactly.
They're gangsters right now.
So,
but what I'm saying is I'm looking at this, and I'm seeing a guy who's like really upset. Like it really bothered him that this girl called him corny. Like the head nod, like a million. Like he was waiting for that moment. He could have walked right by it.
I like how Dominique the Diva
hold the grudge.
Son,
You don't hold the grudge.
Can I be honest? Only with people that are higher than me.
So
I'm being honest.
Let's go.
No,
Once
like,
he passes them.
look, once I pass you, it all just melts away. There were people that were like dicks to me when I started comedy. I told you I had a list.
Yes, I remember
I
that.
kept a list for them. And everyone I passed, it evaporated. My anger evaporated from them. And I see them and I dap them up.
People that diss you now, like you've gone back at them.
Yeah.
That are smaller than you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Rarely though. It's rare.
Imagine he was getting bullied crazy in high school.
but that's what that means. That means those
No,
jokes,
he was
those
going.
jokes they was doing was fire. And you still remember that shit at 33, yo. Those jokes that you was getting hit with in high school must have been fire.
I've said this on the podcast before, but I think I said it. I don't know if I did, but like, this made me realize I definitely talked some shit about Michael B. Jordan and forgot I did.
Really?
Yeah, because I met him the other day. I was having dinner. I was having dinner with you know, Game of Thrones.
Orange is the New Black. No, what's that shit called?
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Yeah.
So we're doing a movie, and we were just having dinner to meet, whatever like that. And Michael B. Jordan came over to the table, and he went and he shook.
Fuck.
in, and I had my hand out for like a good 2 minutes. He must have shook everybody else's hand at the fucking table before he finally came out around to me, and I was like, is he doing this on purpose? Like, what the fuck's going on? And then I saw the L'Oreal shit, and I was like, oh no, I've said some things.
That's why you don't like this shit.
If it makes you feel better, the second he gets bigger than Michael B. Jordan, he's forgiving Michael B. Jordan.
Did you see how Dominique the D would double down though?
Oh, yeah. She was posting on her Instagram.
Yeah, she posted on her Instagram story. Any black man that dates white women is corny. Who said that? The woman that called him corny originally. Yeah. So she doubled down on it, bro.
Date black women if y'all didn't call him corny all the fucking time.
That's actually a good ass point. Like,
I don't even want to tease Michael about that anymore.
about what, dating white women?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I be joking, but now it seems like that's really
You
a
not
thing.
joking.
I be joking.
You know, you got some umar in you.
No.
You do have some umar in you.
No, I do, but I believe love is love. You know what I'm saying?
But he was just dating Lori Harvey.
What? No. I believe black men should be with black women. That's a fact. I'm with that. You know
And then when they're not,
they're not. You know what I mean?
what does that mean? Like, what do you mean by it? I don't think Michael B. Jordan's corny.
If you're a pro, no, I don't think Michael B. Jordan's corny, but if you're one of these pro-black people, like you wake up in the morning and you can't wait to,
to be black.
Like you getting at everybody, you attacking racism, but then you going to sleep, but then you got a white spouse,
there's
a white significant other. It's like, come on, bro.
That's my least favorite.
Come on, sis.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. What about black women that date white dudes?
Same thing. But especially if you're super pro-black. If you're super pro-black about it, it's like,
you know why?
What about the black love is revolutionary?
What about AOC? What about AOC?
What is it? AOC? What is she?
She's Afro-Latina.
What about her?
She's dating the least black person possible.
Yeah.
Really?
She's dating a ginger.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
No. You didn't know that?
Yes. No idea. Really?
Yes.
You know why?
That bothers me for some reason.
Why not?
I don't know. That don't bother me.
Politicians like transcend race a little
If
bit.
Ayanna Presley was doing that, I might be like, come on. But
Who's Ayanna Presley?
Ayanna's another member of the squad.
Oh,
yeah. But she got a brother, but I met her husband. Yeah, that don't bother me seeing AOC with a ginger.
You know why I think they're so militant is they're insecure about the fact that they're attracted to this other race and they might get mocked for it.
Come on, man.
But they don't overcompensate by dating.
Come on, man.
They're not gonna go through that.
That's too much.
Come on, man.
But I think a thing a lot of people don't talk about is like, there's a lot of black dudes that would like to date black women, but black women aren't into them. And so they're relegated to dating outside their race. And then they get shit on for dating outside their race.
I think that's a misconception. I think that, there's plenty of black women that want to date black men, but everybody has all of these, like, standards and these rules of engagement that don't even necessarily make sense. Like, it's all of these things that keep us from actually, bonding with each other. Like what you just said is one of those things. Like,
I can see
like
that.
You said,
Everyone has like,
you
if he
said
likes
black women
this,
wanna
I'm
date
cool.
black men,
Or
but
if he
they
likes
don't?
this,
What you say?
you know what I mean? Like,
Black men want to date black women?
There are black dudes that want to date black women, but black women are like, nah, this dude's corny, I don't want to date him. And then a white girl might, so he's like, okay, I got
That could be Michael B. Jordan.
So when you celebrate, not when you tolerate.
So two black women calling Michael B. Jordan corny.
But that's
Think about that.
And by the way, context matters, right? Because L'Oreal's talking about high school. That's a difference.
But those are formative years, man.
All of us were corny in high school in some way, shape, or form.
They might have thought he was cornier because he lives in Newark and then he's acting as a drug dealer, and it's like, bro, there's plenty of real drug dealers here, and you go on a fucking set to be one.
Yeah.
Now, Dominique the Diva, her point of saying, any black man that dates white women is corny, that's talking about Michael now. L'Oreal's talking about Michael from back then. I think that's the difference. That needs context.
I guess what I'm saying to defend him is, don't you think in formative years, if the black women you grew up with are calling you corny, it could push you to be unattractive? Because now you're on set, there's white girls everywhere, you're on meetings in LA, you're on Beverly Hills 90210.
You gotta think about where you're at. You're in Newark. You know what I'm saying? Once you get out of Newark, you'll probably find some black women that appreciate the corny. In Newark, you don't want no corny, especially back then.
Yeah, corny gets you killed.
Exactly. You want what you think is cool. Back then, it probably was the drug dealer, the shooter, the gang member. Back then,
Yeah. I think he comes across as a hero for like a lot of people after this. Like all the kids that get bullied, like all the young kids now that are getting bullied in high school, and girls are like the incel types. They're looking at this and they're like, "That's
and the
me."
dreamers.
Yeah.
The dreamers.
I think you look a little too angry about it.
Nah.
Just laugh at it. Who cares?
I told L'Oreal.
It's still bothering him.
And the crazy part is L'Oreal is known as the bully, right?
Yeah.
Right?
If he called him corny right there to his face, he would have punched her in the mouth.
No.
I think he would have.
Well, that would work for her. No, that would work for her. That's the only way to win in that situation. He would have to jump out the window and hit her. Now, any other way this played out, she's the bully in this situation.
Yeah.
So in order to be a victim, she would have to really be a victim. She would have to do something like that to her. And I told her that there's no way for you to win this. Like, this is every dreamer's dream, right? Like the person who used to shit on you, told you that you wasn't gonna be shit, laughed at you walking around with your headshots. Now, on the precipice of me having my first movie that I directed and starred in, I get to see you on the red carpet of my shit.
Yeah.
And check you.
That's the fastest roller gun I've seen ever.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
It'd be funny.
Come on, man. Come on, man. You eyeing that motherfucker. That's why I don't understand LeBron James and Skip Bayless. I'm shocked LeBron James has never spiked the ball on Skip Bayless show. Ever.
When would he be able to?
What you mean? The times he's won championships, the time he's broke the scoring record, he's still considered, you know, the #2 greatest player of all time. Like, now's the time to pop your shit if you're gonna pop your shit.
Attention.
No, it drives Skip crazy. It drives him fucking crazy the fact that LeBron won't even mention it.
Even when Skip's talking about it.
But that shows the emotional security of LeBron. Like, it's really impressive LeBron doesn't do that. What I'm saying is I'd like to see Michael B.
But we know Bron don't really have that.
Yo, all I'm saying, wait, LeBron doesn't have it?
Bro, we saw Bron about to fight somebody because they were teasing him about his hairline as he was walking up the court.
That motherfucker was right there, bro. You got your wife in the crowd, you got your side chick. Like, there's a lot of people there that could be embarrassed in front of you.
It might be the hairline.
He's insecure about his hairline. He's not insecure about his basketball ability.
Very insecure. Ooh, that's actually a great point. You're tapping into the thing that he's insecure about. That's where you're going to react.
And also, LeBron's patient. I guarantee when he goes to retire, he'll say some shit. Because think about it. When he broke the scoring record, he dropped the F-bomb live while he was talking to... I mean,
no.
Which F-bomb?
He calls, he calls Skip an F-bomb, dude.
2, 1. Nah, but he said fuck while he was like,
come on, that's not the bomb.
But he's been so clean all these years. He's
fuck
like,
is
oh,
a
I'm gonna drop one
firecracker.
tonight.
We know what the nuke is. We know what the nuke is.
Yeah, you gotta drop the nuke like when we're describing your outfit.
You win.
I knew I had to get one out. I know. It looks good, bro. It looks good. I'm not, you know.
Actual Michael B. Jordan question. Is it kind of weird that he still did the interview? Like, if he just dunked on her or walked off, I'd have thought it was funny or whatever. But the fact that he still stayed and answered like 4 questions legitimately after that,
I respect that.
It shows he's a professional.
Yeah, I respect that.
You won already. Yeah. You won already. And that's why at the end, L'Oreal should not have said, but you're not corny anymore. Like, don't even acknowledge. You said you didn't call him corny, so don't even go back to that, making it seem like you did. You know what I mean? That's what just seems a little strange.
Yeah.
That's all.
I think she just panicked.
You think so?
She got confronted by this guy. She's just talking about on a podcast. You get confronted all of a sudden on the red carpet interviewing him at his event. You lost.
But
You're
you gotta be prepared for that moment. Like if I'm like I think she knew, okay, I'm doing the red carpet at Creed 3. Michael B. Jordan's probably gonna walk this red carpet. Phenomenal movie, by the way. I don't know if you're excited to see it. No, that shit is really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And the directing is top notch. And he directed it.
He's a talented guy.
Nah, the shit is really I enjoyed it. It's unrealistic if you're a boxing guy.
Why?
You know what I mean?
Why?
Most of them.
I don't want. If I tell you, I'll give it all away. So I don't want to say.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Like, tell me why.
No, I don't want to give it away. If I tell you, it's literally giving the movie away.
So the unrealistic part is the end?
No, like the middle. It's not like Rockies were ever realistic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They never were.
Even Creed 2, Andrew pointed out, like, Rocky's like, you gotta box the guy that's stronger than you and quicker than you. And Andrew's like, no boxer would ever tell you to get in there with a guy who's got longer reach.
You don't want it to be
stronger,
realistic.
faster.
No, not boxer. To get inside.
Yeah.
You want to box the guy who's strong.
Because Rocky's an idiot.
Rocky never did any defense whatsoever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
We're going to look back on Rocky and be like, he had Down syndrome.
Yeah.
That guy with Down syndrome.
Rocky's actually the least most important person of all the Rocky movies.
Nah.
Absolutely.
Not the least.
Apollo Creed is the most important person to every great Rocky movie.
Bro, you're black,
Yeah,
bro.
Dr. Umar. Let's go, man.
That's what I'm talking about, bro.
But it's a
Black pride.
So pardon me if I'm spitting all over you. But the first 4 Rocky movies are literally centered around Apollo Creed. Every single one. Rocky fighting Apollo Creed at the end of the movie sets Rocky up to...
But then can't you say that about any antagonist?
No, it's different, right? First Rocky movie, they fight at the end of the movie. It's a draw. Rocky gets to fight again for the championship in Rocky 2. So both of those, the central figure is Apollo. Third movie, fucking Clubber Lang comes. Rocky's rich. He loses all his mojo, gets his ass whipped by Clubber Lang. Who motivates him and gets him back into motherfucking shape? Apollo Creed, right? And Apollo only did that for his own benefit. Because Apollo wanted to build him back up so he could fight him at the end of the goddamn movie, which they never show you who won, but they tell you later on in the Creed movie. Then, in Rocky 4, what happens? Apollo gets fucking killed by the Russian. So now Rocky has motivation to go to Russia and fight Rocky. After that, the Rocky movies fell the fuck off. Damn. Why are they able to make a Creed? Because Creed, Apollo is the central figure of all fucking Rocky movies, yo.
So Apollo might not be the central figure, but he drives everything.
He's the I don't even know the word. He's the main catalyst for all those films.
Catalyst.
You can't make any of those films without Apollo Creed.
Do you think Rocky's the most progressive movie maybe ever for its time? There was a movie made in the 70s with a dumb, white, poor boxer and a super eloquent, classy black champ who's like, giving the hands, give this guy a break. I know how to sell the fight. He's a marketing genius, super well put together.
Yeah, my bad. I be wondering how fire Adrian Poom Poom was, right? Because think about it, right? She was a decent-looking woman, right? That's what I think. I think Rocky was a virgin.
Yeah.
I think they never explored that in the movies. I think that was his first piece of Poom Poom when he fell in love with her.
I know virgins. That guy was a virgin. I know virgins.
That's what I'm saying, yo.
That motherfucker was a virgin.
I thought he was fighting dudes because he was so sexually secure. I thought that was the whole point of the movie, right?
Because Adrian wasn't even a good support system, if we're being honest.
Whoa.
Adrian doubted Rocky a lot, bro. Adrian literally told his motherfucker, you cannot win in regards to the Russians.
Sorry if he wants to save his life, Charlamagne. Goddamn. This guy already killed somebody.
So? Believe in me.
He just needs that negative energy.
He can come back.
Really?
So Michael Balboa Jordan is Balboa Jordan is fucking hysterical.
Your name is
yo.
Michael Jordan. You're in high school. You're not gonna get the jokes.
That's why that B is so important.
Yeah, it is.
That B is so fucking important.
What does that stand for?
I really don't know what the B stands for. Michael be loving white women Jordan? What is it?
He can remember this.
What is it?
He's gonna remember this.
I love Michael.
You don't get no credit for Lori Harvey.
Bakari. Wow.
Oh, it's Bakari's?
I think people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
What do you mean the Lori Harvey thing?
Like, he dated Lori Harvey. She's a black girl. Like,
the validity of that relationship, I think.
No. Lori Harvey dated Michael B. Jordan.
Wow.
Put some fucking respect on her name.
Regardless.
Put some
I'm just
respect on
saying.
her name, yo. Lori Harvey is having her weight. Okay?
I mean,
all right? Lori Harvey does what the fuck she wants, bro.
How does Steve feel about that?
I have no
Do you think
idea.
he wrote that book for his daughter?
Act like a lady, think like a fucking man.
Don't kiss
So what was the
somebody
book
for the
called?
first 500 days.
What was it? Act like a lady?
Yeah, all these rules.
No, act like a man, think like a lady? What was it?
Think like a man, act like a lady, or act like a lady, think like a man.
That's what it
One of those
is?
two. Yeah.
Whatever the fuck it was, she read that book to a T.
Yeah.
And she's been having her way with you. With the Lori Harvey relationship book come out.
What would they call it?
Act like a lady, think like a man.
Oh, wow. I thought that was Caitlyn Jenner's book.
Okay.
By the way, I think Caitlyn might be the only one you can really get those off on.
Because she don't give a fuck.
No, because nobody gives a fuck about Caitlyn. Why?
She's a Trump. She's like a Trump.
That's what I think it is.
She's like, gay people don't exist. And it's like,
She said that?
I mean, she was kind of anti-gay marriage.
She was
or something
against
like
gay
that.
marriage.
Yeah. She says, I'm attracted to women, but I'm not gay. And it's like, well, then how are you a woman attracted to women, not gay? She just constantly undermined
I
herself.
remember people got mad at me because I said she was a lesbian. This was like when it first happened, and she did that interview. Remember that interview she did when she first came out?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, so she's still attracted to women, so she's a lesbian. And they got people got mad at me. You got mad at me for recognizing her for what she is?
Weird. Yeah. Why would they be mad at you?
I have no idea.
You were in the future. You were too avant-garde.
Yeah. She is a lesbian. And the most ideal version of a lesbian when you think about it.
Break it down.
Well, the only issue with a lesbian relationship is there's nothing to penetrate.
Yeah, you gotta suction.
Right?
Only, what happened now?
Lesbian relationship is just two.
There's no dick.
Yeah,
You gotta buy a strap on.
You need penetration so they can feel something. And she can penetrate. The other lesbian feels it. She feels it.
But that makes you not a lesbian, though.
Well, no, it's whoa. Your body parts don't define you as a man or woman, Charlamagne.
Come on, Charlamagne.
It's how you feel inside.
So what happens? So if I put a penis inside a vagina, what is that called?
That's just called sex.
That's a lesbian sex.
Yeah, that's a bunch of lesbos going at it.
That is gay sex.
No, that is super gay,
having
dude.
gay sex.
You put a dick inside a vagina, bro? That is wild, bro. Dude, bro.
Who does that, bro?
A lady's nuts, bro. It's a bunch of bows out there.
And we don't believe in that.
Lady meat is crazy.
Yeah,
Lady meat is crazy.
Nah, yeah.
What tastes better, lady meat or Beyond
Well,
Burgers?
they call it impossible.
Lady meat is wow.
No, the Beyond Beef. If you put the Beyond Beef in your lesbian, if you put the Beyond Beef in your lesbian girl, that is lesbian sex, and we have to respect that.
Yeah.
Simple as that. I don't think we're saying anything provocative right now.
Fuck!
I don't think so either. I don't know what the fuck you just said.
I don't either.
Why didn't handle Burning Man, bro? That's why.
No, we need to get you to Burning Man.
Why you want Burning Man?
What? Pardon me? What happened?
You're
Burning Man.
You're gonna come to Burning Man, bro.
Man. I like showering, bro.
You can shower.
Yeah, you can shower.
I thought y'all be out there not showering.
There's bougier ways to do it. You can do it more bougie.
Y'all be doing like whole baths and shit, like under the arms and the nuts and the ass.
Yeah, you go shower.
I want to shower, bro. Like,
In the trailer. Yeah. We were good.
oh yeah, I'm with that. If you can
glamping.
shower.
Glamping. It's not
It's what?
Like glamping.
What is that?
Glamorous camping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I thought that was that shit he doing his fingernails. That shit he doing his fingernails sound like glamping, bro. Don't it look like you would call that glamping?
Why?
I don't know. Look at it.
I think, listen, Al is going through something. Listen, this is a good thing. Burning Man,
Burning Man did change me.
What was it? For the DMT, the ayahuasca, what was it?
Ketamine.
Ketamine.
Yeah, that shit was nice.
Really?
Yeah, but
What
just
does it
for
do?
alcohol.
Is it like a hallucinogen?
Nah, you just feel like floaty and
It's a
shit.
disassociative.
Yeah, he just separates you from the world a little bit.
Yeah.
You probably like ketamine, to be honest with you.
Man, I want to do ayahuasca, bro. I'm going for it.
Oh, yeah, you doing that this year?
I don't think you're going to do it, I'm being honest.
I'm
with you.
doing it, bro.
I'm interested in that.
You have so much anxiety. You are
like
not
DMT?
doing that shit.
I haven't tried it. I'm interested in that and shrooms.
DMT only lasts 20 minutes.
I know, but I heard it's a crazy 3 minutes. That's kind of better. 3 minutes.
You're not gonna be able to take it seriously because you know they do a whole ceremony, right?
Ayahuasca doesn't last 3 minutes. DMT lasts.
Yeah, DMT lasts 3 minutes.
Ayahuasca is you're there.
It's 6-7 hours.
You're throwing up the whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll do it.
I'm doing it. I punked out on shrooms. When I was going to do shrooms in Mexico, they had a whole ceremony and everything. And at the last minute, I was like,
Really? Why?
Yeah. I just got scared. Yeah,
And you don't think you're going to
And it was the environment we was in. 'Cause Cabo was cool, but the place we were at in Cabo was more like, it was like a resort type of thing.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like that would be a nice place to have a shroom trip. You know what I mean? I want to be in nature.
You're scared of what? You're gonna like find something in your head?
Nah, that's what I want.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm looking for that. But I just didn't want to do it there. It just felt too resorty.
It felt too unofficial. You want like an authentic pure experience. But the thing is that with the ayahuasca shit is like if you're really in the jungle, like the anxiety might start acting up. Like there's animals out
But
there.
that's why they have shamans and shit.
Yeah, but a shaman ain't a poacher.
Why would we be in the jungle?
Because that's where they do it.
In the woods, you can go upstate.
Yeah, you can go in the desert and shit. Like you can go to Arizona. You can go to fucking Joshua's Tree. There's a lot of
And
places you can go.
gentrified ayahuasca, bro.
But it's not.
That's a gentrified ayahuasca.
You think so? You think you should go to the source? Like,
Yeah, do it.
like go to South America?
Yeah, if you want to do it.
Yeah.
Or you can do it with the guy that connects you with.
That's what I'm talking. Yeah, that's what I'm talking. That's how I know about Arizona and all that shit because of him.
Yeah.
Shaman Omar.
Yeah.
What is he?
He's Afghan.
Okay.
And he's from Afghanistan.
Okay.
And then maybe one other place.
So how does he? I want to know how he's qualified to be a shaman of ayahuasca.
He just does a lot of ayahuasca.
do it all.
Oh, but he went down there. Like he lived in the fucking jungle, the Amazon with them, and learned all the things and plays that crazy instrument, like didgeridoo or something.
Listen, nice guy. I've been talking to him. That's what I'm going. When I do it, that's what I'm going to do it with.
Yeah. I think you'll access something.
I cannot wait.
What are you looking for? You're like searching
He's
for
gonna
something.
dress like Alex when he gets back.
Man, hold on, no. What are you looking for here?
I've always felt like I move in and out of dimensions anyway.
Yeah.
Like I've always felt like that, even sober or even through dreams and stuff like that. Like I've always felt like I was tapped into, something else that other people didn't see. So I want to like really, really confront that.
And there's something you feel like you have to confront. Because you've been going through this transformative experience the last 2 years.
Yeah, I think I want to confront that part. I want to confront that other dimension, that other worldly thing that that you see, but you don't know if you're really seeing it. You know what I mean? At the time.
Can I just tell you from the outside? It feels like you realized recently that your whole life you were running from something.
No. Well,
let me just get it out. You tell me.
Okay.
You're running from something or distracting yourself from something, or finding ways to cope with a thing that's there. And then it feels like the last few years you're going, I want to confront this thing. I want to know everything about it.
I feel like I've always ran to it. I want to know if all of those things I've seen throughout my life are actually legitimate. Like the times I've woken up and felt like something was standing over me, you know what I mean? Or the times I've been laying in my room and like this figure that just looks like a bolt of energy came in and was dancing, or you know what I mean? Like the time I felt like I've seen flying saucers. I want to see if all of that is like really
connected.
I was in third grade. This is back in the day when the school bus used to drop you off and you had to wait till like a parent would come home or like your grandma. So I'd be waiting on my grandma at my grandma's house. And I literally saw the black flying saucer just hovering over the trees. And I was just staring at it for a while. Then it just shot off.
And what did it look like?
Like the flying saucers you would actually,
typical,
basic black flying saucer you would see in every fucking
Had you seen alien movies before?
By third grade? No, I wasn't into aliens yet.
So you didn't even know what it was until you saw it later?
Not till later, yeah.
And then you're like, oh shit, that flying saucer.
Like, I've seen a flying saucer before, absolutely.
You ever heard the story with those Australian kids?
Third grade, I was Judy Blume, bro. That's what I was into. I was into all Judy Blume, Beverly Cleary shit. I hadn't gotten to like the supernatural and ghost and UFOs and all that stuff.
So what'd you think it was?
I didn't know what it was. To me, it was just like seeing a helicopter or a plane in the sky. It was just this thing floating over the trees. Like I wasn't scared or nothing.
And when was the first time that you realized that it was, it could have been a UFO?
Later on, maybe a couple years later when I started reading about UFOs or maybe seeing like flying saucer shit on television. Like, oh, I've seen one of those before.
Did it click like?
Or even before that, like I used to have this red tractor, right? Like I used to have this red, hard plastic tractor with a farmer on top of it. The farmer used to get off and like fuck with me. Like when I was by myself, the farmer would get off the red tractor and like talk to me and shit. And I used to tell my mom and be like, okay, whatever. And then, you know, we used to have to burn trash like in the yard. So I took the red plastic tractor and threw it on the fire. And the guy was screaming.
Whoa.
He couldn't get off the tractor then?
Why did he get off?
If there's a good point, if there's a good time to get off the tractor.
He's going down with the ship? Is that what's happening?
He was burning. He was on fire.
Right. He could get off the tractor.
He was just screaming. He was melting. It was plastic.
Is he a white farmer?
I'm sure he was.
Hey, Jesus.
I mean, he was red.
Jesus, what the fuck, bro?
The tractor was red, but I'm just going to assume that he's probably in the figure of a white person.
Come on, bro.
Did you share this with anybody at the time?
I wrote about it in my first book. Oh, yeah, I did. I used to tell my mom all the time.
And then what would
my mom is probably the only person who can, like, vouch for all of these stories because I was saying them in the moment. You know what I mean?
No, but what did they think when you were just being a crazy person? You're being insane. Yeah. You have a figure that
I really don't know. They never said anything to me personally.
What would it do when it got off the tractor?
It would just, like, talk to me.
Back
like,
in the day, y'all used to do all this work. Now they got me on this fucking tractor.
Nah, it would just
Make
talk.
America great.
It was just, he had a more Asian accent.
No.
Just fucking.
He's a
He would just talk to me. You know what I mean? And the only other person I heard have an experience like that was Tiffany Haddish. She said her toys used to talk to her when she was younger.
And you don't think you just had a wild imagination as a child?
I don't, but that's my point. I don't know.
So that's what he wants to confront.
That's what I want to see. I want to see. And I've always felt like I had some type of a bewitching air.
What does that mean?
Meaning that like I can say that's gonna happen and it'll happen,
like,
or this is gonna happen to that individual and that is gonna happen. I just always felt like
Can you
that.
give an example?
No.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I can't in my life. I don't want to say it about nobody else.
Oh, in your life, that'd be great.
I've called it. I've called 90% of everything that's happened. Maybe not to the T. You know what I mean? But for the most part, like, it's been all accurate.
Can you sense, like, energies? You meet someone,
100%.
Like, oh.
It's all, everything I do is all energy. Like, literally, like, it's all energy. When I meet people, I'm not even seeing y'all. I'm seeing and feeling. I'm feeling energy. And that lets me know, like, oh, okay, I want to do this with that person, or that person should be over here, or I should be over there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel it a lot of times. I just want to tap into that in a real way.
What is something that you predicted in your life that wouldn't be obvious?
Something I predicted in my life. I mean, I don't think nothing in my life has been obvious. Could you predict in a million years a kid from a dirt road in Moncks Corner, South Carolina, with a population of 6,000-7,000,
13,568 as of today.
Like 10,500. But like, could you predict that like that person would end up being, I guess, a prominent voice in a city like New York, and then nationally syndicated all across the country? I think that there's a lot of people you might place that bet on. I don't know if it would be me.
Seems unlikely.
You know the odds are low of it happening.
That's my
I'm saying more specific things because I remember once you refused to get on a flight because you had a bad feeling about that flight.
Absolutely.
Now that flight
flew
into the Twin Towers.
No, that's not what happened.
Wait, what?
I didn't fly until after Twin Towers. But
okay, what?
That's so stupid. Why would you say that?
Did I mess that up?
Yes, you messed it up.
So what happened to that flight?
Nothing that I know of, but if I had got on it.
You were on it.
If I had got
it
on
might
it.
have changed it.
If I had got on that flight, I was supposed to fly.
I was with you until this story.
No, hold on. This is what.
But here's the thing. I don't know. Listen, I don't have those feelings too often. So if I'm sitting at the airport and it was a bad snowstorm, we're supposed to go to LA. It was a bad snowstorm. When I say every single airline yes, in New York, if every single airline is canceled, if every single flight is canceled,
use your ultimate, fucker. God fucking damn it.
That mine is going out. You know what I mean? And I had a panic attack in that moment. I'm like, yo, I'm not going. I was supposed to go to Mac Miller's house to film with Mac Miller, because that's when MTV2 was doing all of the cross promotion with everything we were doing, and
I think I went to his house.
You might have been, yeah.
Because I was already
out there. Yeah, I think it was you and Nessa.
Shit, no, I just went.
Nessa?
Nessa and I were out there doing something, and then they just asked me to go to his house, and I did something for MTV2 because he had his show coming on. On MTV.
Yep.
Wow.
I mean, nothing happened to the plane that I know of.
Right.
I just know I wasn't supposed to be on that plane.
Wow.
I don't know why.
Something else could have happened to you in LA.
Maybe.
Wow.
But that's the type of stuff I listen to. You know what I mean? I have no problem.
How do you make sure? Because I think this also happens with me. Like, the more success you get, the more you feel like you have to lose. And then the more anxious you get about losing those things. Right? So you get really successful. You go, do I really need to go skydiving? Do I really need to go fast in this car? Do I really need to jump off this bridge?
Everything you named, you do not have to do.
You don't. But when you have nothing to lose, you're like, I might as well do this shit. This will be fun.
Those things are awesome.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is how do you make sure that these aren't like, this isn't your intuition popping up?
Or your anxiety.
Or you're just your anxiety and you not wanting to lose all these amazing things you have going on.
I mean, that's a great question.
Because that was my thought about the flight. It's just fear.
Yeah, probably.
Logical fear.
But I've never had that. So imagine you've never had that. Like, imagine you've been jumping on. We've been to LA a million times. We've been all over the world. Like, so imagine that one time you're like, oh, hell no. I'd be a fool not to listen to that. You know what I mean? And if I lose something in that process, cool. I'd rather listen to what I feel is my intuition.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and not my anxiety.
I think as you got more successful, you have more to lose.
Still fucked it up.
Yeah, whatever.
Success.
Yeah, there you go. I think you have more to lose. And so that's why the fear is growing now.
The biggest thing I'm ever afraid of losing is my life.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking about my actual physical
I agree with you.
existence. Like, everything else, it's like whatever, because you can't control any of that.
But you have more to live for now. You have your daughters, you have your wife. Like, you're going to leave them behind. So before you didn't have any fear because it was just you.
No, I did. I never wanted to die. I never bought into that shit. That whole ready to die, you only live once, live fast, die young. I never bought into that.
But you were doing stuff that could have got you killed. You were selling drugs, you were doing bad shit.
Well, that's so interesting that he said that, because actually those are more survival methods, right? Because the reason those are survival methods, because I felt like if I didn't get accepted by that crowd that I was running with, and isolated, and you got more of a chance of something bad happening to you if you're isolated. You know what I mean? So you're more so just wanting to be down with this crew or whatever because you feel a sense of protection. You know what I mean? So that's more survival to stay alive too.
That actually reminds me of something I read in your book where you talked about, the first book where you talked about how you was like, as a boy, you just said some guy on TV was cute or something, and then your dad was like, yo.
That has nothing to do with it.
No, here's what I'm asking. How different would your life be if you...
He had that one locked on. I know, right? I'm gonna find a way to get this fucking question in here.
This reminds me. Yeah, this reminds me. You were gay when you were a kid.
What the fuck does it remind you of, bro?
Because he said he was running with a bad crowd, and then that was the moment where your whole thing, your dad was like, "Yo,
No, I get what
toughen
Akasha's
this
saying.
kid up." Yeah, I actually read the book, so
I get what Akasha's saying.
Your dad was like, "Toughen this kid up," and that's when you started going down that fucked path.
But no, but that also goes back to wanting to be accepted. Because when I made that comment, I was with all of my women cousins. I was with my sister and my 2 women cousins, and they're looking at DVD on TV, and they're like, "Oh, Ricky's the cute one, and Ronnie's the cute one, and Michael's the cute one." I'm like, "Hey, Michael's the cute one." You know what I mean? Yeah. And, you know, we grew up in the 1900s and 80s, baby. Everybody was homophobic back then. So when I said that, the alarm rang. Daddy!
Really?
Not in here saying men are cute.
Yeah.
And, you know, Christmas was canceled. I don't mean that literally. You know what I mean? Like, meaning that he was on the phone, and I remember because the phone was stretched from the living room all the way to the kitchen. And that cord just got shorter and shorter and shorter. He's like, hold on, let me call you back. What happened? They told him what happened. He snatched me up, threw me in the yard, and my 2 cousins, like, literally treated me like I was a football. Like, they played football, but I was the football. So they would toss me to them and then tackle each other.
Damn.
Straight up.
Wow.
Absolutely.
And so that's how you make people straight.
Yeah, that's a weird way. If someone was gay, that's how you would convert.
But is that the conversion?
Just jump on the ground with them. Because that seems like that's what they would want.
Football, we don't talk about how gay football is enough. No, they really. It's a wet gay dream.
Yeah.
All these men walking around in tight pants, bent over right before they hike a ball.
And helmets so no one knows you're gay.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. The quarterback center position is like the most intimate. Like, you gotta have your hands like this. Before you need somebody ball sack. While then somebody gives you their balls.
I love it.
You know what I mean?
Every position is pretty gay, too.
Really?
Tight end, wide receiver.
Yeah. Tight ends are gorgeous.
That's true. That's pretty nice.
Tight ends are gorgeous. Tight ends are gorgeous. Yeah. It's crazy how everybody's dick got hard at the same time. Thinking about this shit.
My computer almost flew off my lap in a moment, right?
All right, guys, we take a break for a second because you need a new wallet. Your wallet is trashed, torn up, broken apart, barely holds your credit card. Probably money falling out of it if you even got some money, and you need something to represent yourself way better when you're on that date with your new girl, your side piece, your wife, whatever it is. When that bill comes, don't pull out the bullshit, you pull out an extra. Look at this. Sleek, beautiful, gorgeous, and protected. What do I mean by protected? You know how they do you these days, right? All it takes is one boop and they take all your credit card information. They call this RFID protected or whatever the hell it is. It's boop-proof. That means some scammer, some hustler walking down the street can't just tap your pocket, steal all your information like your other wallet. Snatch everything from your other wallet. Boom. Spend it all day. Crazy things. Wife asking weird questions. Not with Extra. Your money, your credit is safe with them, okay? I'm telling you, it's also trackable worldwide. You're never going to lose your wallet. Think about that. You're never going to lose your wallet. It's trackable worldwide. This is the one wallet you're not going to lose. And also, it's voice activated. If you did lose your wallet, just call that shit. Works with Google Home, Alexa, and Siri. And here's the best part. The wallets. First of all, think of all the money you're going to save. No money's going to fall out of it. Nobody's going to steal your credit cards, right?
Quick access. Boom.
Quick access, right? Think about that, right? Boom, quick access, all those cards. Think about this. So all the money you're already saving by keeping your money and not letting anybody steal from you, on top of that, you're getting 25% off site-wide with the code FLAGRANT at shop.exter.com/flagrant. That is shop.exter.com/flagrant, 25% off. Go do that. Now let's get back to the show. Canada, I'm coming. One show, August 27th, Great Outdoors Fest. It's in Calgary. Get your ass over there. No point in going to Calgary any other time of year. But this time, you go, we dance. August 27th, theandrewschultz.com for tickets. Now, Akash has some dates.
Yo, first of all, I'm going to be in my 20th show.
Like Drew, I'm feeling it.
AkashSing.com. Now let's get back to the show.
Back to your anxiety.
Where are you at on dreams? You think dreams like?
Where are you at?
For real though. Back to like feeling energy and shit. I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. You're my ayahuasca right now. Where are we at on dreams? You have dreams and they come true? Do you believe that dreams mean something?
I've never had a dream that came true. I do believe dreams mean something, but I believe dreams are more metaphors. You know what's been happening recently? I get visited by dead people in my dreams.
Whoa.
A lot.
You know what I mean?
Like who?
I got visited by Jazz in 2 dreams. I got visited by my grandmother once in a dream. I got visited by my homegirl, Michelle Austin, in a dream. And that, like, this has been in recent times, like over the past, my grandmother, when she died in when she died? 06? She died in 06. I had 2 dreams about her. And it was like, literally, like one dream was like, it was on some like Max Headroom shit. So it was like all of her, remember Max Headroom? Y'all remember Max Headroom?
Yeah.
Damn, am I that old? Remember Max Headroom? God damn, y'all gotta Google Max Headroom. But Max Headroom was like this, like, I don't want to say AI, but this thing from, I don't know if it was Pepsi or something back in the day, but it was my grandmother, like, okay, Hollywood Squares. It was like my grandmother's head in all of these Hollywood squares, you know what I mean? And it was just kind of like shaking, and that was odd. But then the next dream I had of her, she was looking really young, and I was sitting in her house, and I think I was sitting in the chair she passed away in, and she was telling me about my niece, my sister's only daughter. Like, she was telling me about her, like just saying like, oh, you know, yeah, I saw her, this and that. And that was very realistic. Same thing with Jazz. I had a really realistic dream about Jazz. We were all somewhere, and I saw her walk in, and I'm like, oh shit, Jazz. And then she turned around and left, and then I went chasing after her, and she told me she didn't want to be bothered. And I haven't had a dream about her since. And then my homegirl, Michelle Austin, I had a dream that we was at this house I had rented the summer she passed away. And it's so interesting because in the backyard, we were all sitting in the backyard, and everybody that was with me in that house was there in the dream, but she was there. And she just was like, she came up to me and she just told me thank you. And she told me to walk with her, and then we walked to the bar and she fixed the drink. And then I woke up.
Whoa.
Yeah, so I mean, I've been having dreams. I've had dreams about, those have been my dreams lately.
Are you ever lucid in those dreams? Lucid meaning like you can control yourself? No. Hopefully if your grandma's around. Like, no, I mean like, are you ever like able to control your behavior in the dream? It's called lucidly dreaming. So you know you're dreaming and you recognize you're dreaming and you go, okay, I'm in a dream right now. I can kind of do whatever I want.
Yeah, well, that's a good question because none of the dreams are normal. Like I do, like when you I don't know, because when
they don't have to be normal.
When I saw Jazz, I got up and ran after her.
But do you know you're dreaming? Put it this way, there's been times where I've been dreaming, right? And I go, I think I'm dreaming right now.
Yeah. And you immediately try to fly.
And then I'll like try to fly, like I'll just fly.
No, I've never had that happen.
You fly first?
I've had sex with more than one woman. I know.
That's crazy. Yeah, respect, right?
He's sexy.
In my dreams, I fucked many women.
Watch out, your dad about to fuck you up again.
Come on, man.
I'm curious if you would believe that, and you would try to have conversations with these people, like you try to take advantage of those moments.
Nah, I've woken up and like, damn, I want to go back to sleep to get back in that moment, but I've never like.
Yeah. Now you think it's a metaphor and not you going in between dimensions or realms or whatever the term.
No, yeah, those dreams I feel like I'm in dimensions. You know what I mean? Which makes you wonder about like just even this life we live. Because literally when I had that dream about Michelle, I had rented a house at the Isle of Palms that summer, and it was like my family and like, you know, my friends, like Angela Rye was there. Like all of us were in this house. Yeah. You know what I mean? And when I had this dream about Michelle, it was that crew.
Fuck!
Like everybody was there. It was so realistic. It was the same house, it was the backyard, it was everything I had already felt. You know when you've been somewhere before? So you can feel it. Like if you've been somewhere, you can feel that place. I felt that in my dream. It just so happened that Michelle had me to do that.
You should try taking a little melatonin. Like if I take a little bit extra, I'll have a lucid dream.
Oh, you lucid dream regularly?
Only if I have melatonin.
I have.
And so like I can continue where I left off in the dream.
I've done that.
I can
really?
I'll wake up, go to the bathroom, go back, continue the dream, and I can make all the decisions. I'll fly. I do the flying shit.
If you want to, maybe.
That's why I want to do ayahuasca though. Because even when I talk to mediums, right? Like I love talking to mediums. Because I back in the day I had a medium randomly run up on me and tell me all of this stuff that was gonna happen in my life. Like I mean, literally everything from daughters to, you know, he kept saying, I see a microphone in Howard Stern. Like he was saying all of this, this was like 2006. And he was telling me about all these guys that I have around me. And he was like, you know, all of these guys are conspiring to see me succeed. So
you didn't predict nothing. I just told you.
That's a good point. Good point.
Okay, lucid dreamer. But I had...
Attack the fucking dog, bro.
You know, when I said lucid dreamer, I really meant wet dreamer.
Oh.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But I didn't want to backtrack, so I just let it go. You know what I mean? But yeah, so when I like talking to mediums, and mediums are always talking to me about how these people from the other side are trying to communicate with me. You know what I mean? And as I've gotten older, I feel that and I hear that. So you wonder if I'm just hearing shit, or this is what I want to believe. I want to believe I'm talking to these people, or is it really happening? Yeah. So that's why I want to do ayahuasca, to see if I can like really tap into that thing that people always tell me they see around me.
So you already believe that there are these different realms.
100%.
And you feel like you've kind of organically tapped into them different times in your life. And you think through ayahuasca, it might confirm that that is a reality.
Absolutely.
Because everybody 100% sure.
Yes, because everybody that's done it says that's how they feel. They say they're fully aware they're here, but they're also fully aware they're someplace else. And they're able to do what y'all was talking about doing, I guess, like navigate their way through that other realm, like talk to the other
you're saying
beings.
Yeah, you're present.
Yes.
In this trip.
Yes.
Yeah, lucidly dreaming.
Yes.
Yeah. I think you lucidly dreaming would be really interesting.
I can't wait.
Yeah. It would be kind of cool. I guess that was that movie. What was that movie Leonardo DiCaprio was in?
Wolf of Wall Street?
No,
Inception.
Inception, yeah. And it's like the ability to kind of like get lost in a dream and like hang out with these people who have passed. Like imagine every time you went to sleep, you had a choice. You could hang out with your parents, or your grandparents, or your friends that have passed, and like
you wouldn't care about death that much.
Yeah.
Because it's not gone.
Yeah, it's not gone. Word up. Your whole perspective on death would be totally different. I think about that with Black Panther. You know, with Black Panther, and they go in like the what's called the ancestral plane. It's like, damn, if you know you're going to be with your loved ones in the future, and y'all are going to be with each other, you wouldn't trip off death like that.
Yeah, and we probably get more sleep. Like, we don't prioritize sleep now. But imagine you miss sleep, you miss some time with your dad.
Oh, yeah.
You miss your time with your mom.
You're excited to go to sleep.
You can't wait.
8 p.m.
Let's go. Lock it in. Like that.
Man.
You don't even need to do drugs, really.
If you got a lover, you know what I mean? You be a gay lover. Make sure you sleep on your stomach every night. You know what I mean?
That is true, though. No.
It's okay, bro.
What?
I mean, if you got something to say.
It's you. Every time I look at you, I can't help but
Because he
think
looks like a sperm.
Yeah, exactly.
Making you thirsty.
Yo, that's wild.
Need to get
Boy, gay. Like, it's not crazy.
This is not gay. It's called being progressive.
No, but that is progressive of you, like sleeping on your stomach just in case you have a dream where one of your, one of your buddies back in the day is now gay in the dream world. He could fuck you, right? Because it's selfish.
Yo, if you get fucked by a man in your dream, are you gay?
If you slept on your stomach, you are because you asked for it.
Really?
That's gayer than fucking a man in your sleep for sure. That's like the gayest dream.
Why?
Where you got into position to get ready for it first. You like primed your dreams.
Yeah. Also, you also fight. Yeah, fighting in your dreams is hard. Like, you know what I mean? In general, like your punches are mad slow. You can't run properly. So if you get fucked and it's just kind of like it happened to you, then maybe it's not as good.
It's there. It's in your subconscious.
You're inviting.
So, I'm not gonna lie. I had a
That's
dream.
why they call it a
I had a dream where I was hooking up with
That's
this
a sub.
girl, man, and like, and her clit was kind of big.
Whoa.
It was kind of like I went down there. I was like, hey, yo,
Alexandra Wang.
But it was kind of big. Yeah. Say again? It almost looked like them birthday hats. You know those like cone birthday hats?
Oh, yeah.
And it had like an ornament on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. I was like, what is this all about?
Suck it like a man.
I don't think I sucked it, man.
Suck that shit like a
I
man,
probably kissed
bro.
it though. I probably kissed it though. I probably maybe gave it a kiss or two.
Got to, bro.
Yeah. That's not gay.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's a woman.
It's a woman's long clit. It's a woman's long
I mean, a clit is a little different.
It would be.
No, it is. The clit, it's been proven.
That's the part of the body that grows into it.
It's been scientifically proven, yo.
Scientists.
The same ones that said COVID was made by the Chinese. Scientifically proven.
Can we talk about that? Can we talk about Woody Harrelson speaking truth to
What did
power?
Woody say?
He was on SNL, bro.
What do you do?
He said that maybe we could play it right
Yeah,
here.
this is just one little part of it.
Stay locked in their homes, and people can only come out if they take the cartel's drugs. Being forced to do drugs? I do that voluntarily all day long.
Boo, boo, boo.
Wait,
That was garbage. That delivery, I mean, that might have been a good setup, a good premise, but that delivery was horrible.
Well, there's no joke.
White men can't tell jokes. How do you feel about that, Schultz? How do you feel about that, bro?
God, he was in White Man Can't
You would have delivered that way better than that shit, bro. I think it was supposed to be. I think he flubbed the teleprompter.
Yeah.
Or maybe it wasn't written on the teleprompter and he was like, I'm done getting these boosters.
By the way, Jon Stewart did that way better on Colbert.
That was
Jon Stewart. That's what I'm saying. Jon Stewart did that way better on Colbert.
Different joke.
Not really.
It is different and very different.
Jon Stewart was telling us that shit came from the lab in Wuhan.
Yeah, but he's saying it's the drug, like the drug companies are cartels, that Pfizer and Moderna or whoever.
Oh, so his joke is more about the vaccine than the
pharmaceutical companies.
Got you.
It's about the origin of the virus.
And that's bold to do on SNL with that liberal audience.
Yeah.
Didn't like it.
It didn't hit. I thought a punchline was coming, so it didn't hit for me. But I thought the attempt.
It's just wild he did it.
Yeah,
That's
the implication was a joke. I didn't pick up on that. I just assumed the way he built tension, something's coming.
Maybe that's why it didn't hit, because maybe it wasn't in the prompter.
Yeah.
Because they knew that if it was in the prompter, it would have been something they would have made them change. So maybe it wasn't something he even rehearsed.
Yeah.
And so he thought he could go up there and wing it, and that shit didn't go.
They have a dress rehearsal before. That's really the whole show. And
That's
they
right.
Didn't do that in the dress rehearsal, and then.
That's right. That's right. What was the point of playing that clip?
Did
I feel like you had a point before y'all played
no,
it.
because it just
That's what I feel like.
I don't think we were bringing it up as like a genius piece of comedy. But I thought it was kind of interesting to see like a mainstream television show like SNL that always like toes the company line to at least put out an attempt at a joke about the pharmaceutical companies kind of forcing people to get vaccinated and boosted.
I think folks know the jig is up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter what side you're on. I think anybody with some common sense and some eyes can look and be like,
yeah.
All right, that might have been some
Bro, do you
bullshit.
see how they slow-rolled it? Like, it was a couple weeks ago, they're like, it turns out if you have had COVID, that immunity is just as good as the vaccine or the booster.
Yeah.
Right? That was part one. Yeah. And then part two was, yeah, this shit came from China, bro.
Bro, 90% of everything the YouTube scientists were saying
had no business winning that
been
match.
true, yo.
This is why people quit this game, to be honest.
Bang, bang, bang.
Bang, 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 bang.
And I don't like winning like that.
They were doing when they was giving people them
Shitty ass
vaccines.
team.
But do you think people learn though? Like, do you think people get jaded from this? Like, let's say something similar happens in 5 years. Do you think people are like, well, remember when we got lied to and they weren't telling us the whole truth? Or do you think people just jump
fear
back
is
in?
so irrational.
Nah.
The fear of death, I think, most people will still fall in line.
Yeah.
I don't know,
I don't think
Akash. I don't think people care about fear anymore. Because once again, we had this conversation 2 weeks ago. There was 3 unidentified flying objects flying over America that got shot down. They haven't retrieved no wreckage. They told us they don't know it. They don't think it's from China. They don't know where it's from, and nobody gave a fuck. You know what I mean? Like the possibility of nuclear war. I'm not saying it's high, but it's higher than it's probably ever been in our lifetime, and nobody gives a shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like nobody gives a fuck.
There's too much cheap distraction. It's like as long as you have enough money to have a phone and an internet connection, you can go on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube and be distracted for 8 hours a day and have the time of your fucking life.
Yeah.
That's never existed before.
Yeah.
People are bored before. So when you're bored and poor, you get to focus on how broke you are.
Yeah.
That shit sucks.
I also think the size of the threat makes a difference. Like if you learn like
nuclear war.
No, but that's my point though, is like if you learn that like, oh, there's a serial killer in my area and he might come in my house, I feel like people get scared because they can control it. I can fight one guy. But when it's like, hey, the whole planet might get eviscerated, people just go, all right. I think there's a piece in how destructive it is.
Interesting.
I think the news has been pump faking so long that we don't care
Yeah, we don't
until
believe
some
nothing.
shit happens.
Yeah, we're desensitized to absolutely everything. And we have this perfect distraction. I'm telling you, if you took away everybody's phones and we were getting news that Biden gave $1 billion to Ukraine,
Jesus,
we would show up
I
at
have
the
the
fucking White
Bears?
House.
it's been $30 billion.
How do I have the
Pitchforks.
Bears?
30. If we found out, but the fact that we all have our phones and we can just laugh at a video, laugh at another video, laugh at another video, and just go on and on, play a fucking video game, just distraction.
The new opiate of the masses, your phone.
But it's like what is it? Give them a circus. Give them bread and circus, right? The problem is the Romans didn't have enough circus. You have one of these fights every month or something like that. Every second you got a new fight in the Colosseum. They didn't have enough circus.
Do you think the Romans knew that their empire was falling when it was actually falling? Do you think they knew?
I think probably it was too late by the time they realized.
That's what America. That's where we're at right now.
That's what it kind of feels like.
That's where we're at.
It's a different time. It's a different time. Because we got the nukes, bro. It's a different time.
So Russia got more.
I don't have any confidence they could actually get them here.
Yeah, they can have it. It can go from America by land. It's 20 to 30 minutes. By submarine, it's 10 to 15.
So they say.
They
can't even invade Ukraine. You know what I mean? Like, I need to see you snatch up Ukraine.
They might not be the best on land, but when it comes to hitting that button,
that's what they would like you to believe.
I'm not as worried about nukes because there's so many we can destroy each other's entire countries, the entire world. So it's like,
but we're
not
gonna
gonna fire those nukes.
Yeah.
But I think financially and all that stuff, I'm worried more about other countries coming up like China or whoever.
Oh, China did that play. China been buying up everything in Africa and the Caribbean, parts of America. Like China been playing the long game. We lost. I think we've lost the financial game to China already.
And that's really, to me, the game now.
Yeah. I can see that. It's all about the money.
I'm trying to think.
Did you see the article that said Donald Trump was going to hit the nuke on North Korea?
No. That would have been sick.
No North Koreans coming to Akash shows anymore.
Yeah, they can't. They can't get out of North Korea.
The rebound from nukes in Asia is usually good.
Into the bomb.
If you think about it, like Japan is way better off. You know what I mean? Like if we're just looking at Japan before, they went from samurai and the shingled roof to like technological superpower.
You know how burning down a forest makes the soil more fertile?
Yeah.
That's the theory.
I don't know enough about this.
I'm just saying, that did happen. So it's not like this, it might help North Korea. They might need a reset. They might need to take the game out.
I don't think there would be any more North Korea if a nuke got dropped on North Korea. Japan is a big place. I think there's nothing left.
Blowing a cartridge a little.
And how do you do that without how do you do that without blowing up South Korea?
Say again?
How do you do that without blowing up South Korea too?
I mean,
they're right by each other
for every dice game.
Jesus Christ.
Now, I don't want this to happen.
Yeah.
I don't want this to happen. But so far, we've had a good record when it comes to, like, turning over.
To Akash's point, like, nobody wants to go nuke for nuke. Everybody knows you go nuke for nuke, it's over.
Yeah.
But how desperate is Russia right now? We don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're saying that this war is, like, putting a strain on Russia that they've never felt before, and they're talking about the health of Putin. He might just be like, fuck it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I ain't gonna be here.
One last ride.
Why not?
Yeah.
Nah, bro.
It ain't gonna hit here.
If they blow us up, we blow them up. It's over. Everything's done.
If I'm the leader that's going anyway, y'all gonna remember my name.
We'll take them out. Nobody will remember their name because we're all dead.
Lindsey Graham told y'all what to do, but y'all act like old Lady Bug was bucket. Lady Bug said somebody need to take him out.
I think we probably tried.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, he can't even shit alone. Have you seen him go to the bathroom with other people? Like a girl. He shits like a...
You don't think they have drones the size of Ant-Man yet?
Say again?
You don't think they have drones the size of Ant-Man yet?
I think we do.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you saw that tiny camera? There's a new camera that came out. It's like the size of like a grain of rice or smaller, and it takes like a 480p picture. It's insane. But it's like you can stick it on a wall. Can't even see it.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
So then, so we should probably run that up.
We be knowing some weird shit.
Yeah.
This is gonna be useful. This could be useful.
All right, guys, we take a break for a second because we got some breaking news. That's right. Manscaped now sells beard products, okay? They are once again revolutionizing men's grooming with the brand new Beard Hedger Pro Kit. I use it for my mustache because I don't have enough testosterone coursing through my veins to grow a beard, but maybe one day. If you are like me, okay, T-challenged, You can also trim up that stash, but if you got the full beard, shit. They got the beard trim to the fresh shave to the technology behind the Beard Edger Pro Kit that allows you to shape your signature beard look. Now you can finally use Manscaped products to make your drapes match your carpet by going to manscaped.com and using the code FLAGRANT for 20% off and free shipping. Guys, it's time to tame your mane. No one likes weird beards, so say goodbye to all that stubble trouble with Manscaped Pro Beard Kit. It starts with the Beard Edger. Okay, they got the cordless trimmer, has a rotary wheel that gives you 20 hair cutting lengths all with one guard. Think about that. Some of y'all want the big fluffy one. Some of you want it trimmed up 5 o'clock shadow. So no more messy drawers full of extra add-ons. This has got it all locked in. Plus, it's waterproof, so you can shave in the shower to avoid the hair in the sink. Brilliant idea. They also have created 4 dermatologist-tested formulation for your post-trim care, okay? First, there's the beard shampoo and conditioner. Remember, all your hair is different, so it needs different things. That's why the kit has made shampoo and conditioner specifically, okay? Specifically designed for the hair on your face. Next, the kit has Manscaped's Beard Oil to relieve dryness both on the beard and the skin beneath. And you cap it off with a nice beard balm pomade that shapes and styles and moisturizes and tames for a sculpted look to attract any fellows or dames. The Pro Beard Kit also comes with 3 gifts. They got the beard brush, a comb, and scissors to ensure your beard is ready to impress. So, right now, you're going to get 20% off, free shipping with the code FLAGRANT at manscaped.com, okay? Think about that. Let me be very clear. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. Use the code FLAGRANT. Manscaped, the beard hedger, 1 stroke, 1 guard, 20 lengths. Now let's get back to the show.
See Ant-Man?
I definitely saw Ant-Man.
Oh, it was great.
I thought Ant-Man was great.
Nah, stop it. Son, it was amazing.
I thought it was great.
Why is everybody telling me Ant-Man is trash?
Because people are fucking hype beasts even when it means people are hype beasts for the internet. So everybody, if they'll go online, look at what the popular opinion is and run with it. Ant-Man was fucking great.
He's great.
I thought he was, I wish he would have got killed though.
Why?
Why? Because it would have showed how much of a threat Kang really is. I feel like Kang went out a little too
a little too, yeah.
little too soft for him to be the big bad threat that we know he is. You know what I'm saying? Like I wish he would have like killed that. Or maybe the Wasp. You got rid of the Wasp.
You gotta get rid of somebody.
Kill a Wasp.
Yeah.
Kill a Wasp. Just show the level of threat that he is. If you don't want to kill Ant-Man, you should have killed the Wasp.
Did he kill anybody? Was there anybody that...
No, he kept talking about all the Avengers he killed, but you didn't kill any. Like, you gotta show me killing it.
Killing just killed half the fucking world.
That's right. Bye.
Seriously.
Actually, I love the first scene in the Avengers when he takes out Loki.
Yeah. He also
set the tone.
beats the shit out of the Hulk.
That's what I'm saying.
And remember, I said let him have his fun.
So much so that the Hulk had fucking erectile dysfunction for the rest of the goddamn movie. Think about that.
That was the last look. It was like it built up. We saw a lot of Thanos.
No, that was the second to the last one.
Infinity
War.
Oh, really?
And then second was Endgame.
It was one of the best opening scenes to an action movie ever.
And
because
ending.
You take out a dude. Yeah, the ending was fire.
Fucking Thanos won, bro.
Oh, yeah.
And they left us hanging for a year.
Yeah.
Thanos won, bro.
Okay, Jake Paul had a fight this weekend. Did you watch the fight?
I definitely ordered it.
Yeah, same.
I ordered it as well. Great fight.
Yeah, it really was.
Fantastic fight.
It was a good fight, but you know what's more interesting?
You watch it?
Yeah, I saw clips, but it looked like a lot of sloppy boxing.
No, it was a great, and it was like.
I mean, Tommy Fury's not a great boxer either.
Yeah, like
bro, both of them showed excellent boxing IQ and then started to make changes in real time.
Not
I was like,
Jake,
so
not Jake
impressive.
so much.
No, but Jake did. The
thought
thing
he
is
did,
that Tommy had a fucking chin on him. So what happened is Tommy starts peppering Jake with his jab. Tommy's got like these really long arms. Like if you look at Tyson as well, he's got these like freakishly long arms. So Tommy was doing this thing, and this is the most difficult thing for Jake. Jake has like the nuclear bomb, is this big overhand right. So what he does is
Too predictable in this fight, though.
well,
Oh
here's the thing. In order to land that big overhand right, he needs somebody to throw a jab. He needs to time the jab, slip it, and then come over. But Tommy
kept hitting him with that.
Kept hitting him with the jab. So he was thinking, and the arms are long enough that even when Jake did land, it was coming right before him or it hit his shoulder or whatever. So all of a sudden, I saw that immediately. I go, okay, this is going to be tricky. Jake makes an adjustment. Jake starts slipping that jab and then throwing the final stretch and lands. And he starts, but Tommy had a fucking chin on him. I was really impressed.
No, Tommy him on that one.
He caught him a couple times.
Tommy definitely got a chin, but I also think that Tommy moving naturally as a boxer fucked Jake up.
Yes.
Because Jake and I used to be in the ring with people who actually move.
And the distance that he kept. So like that boxing distance, maintaining that distance, staying right outside of the range, knowing when to come in. When you're a kickboxer, like when you're going up against guys who traditionally train in Muay Thai or kickboxing, there isn't movement. You stand kind of right in front of one another, and then you kick, they kick. It's like sock and bop them in a lot of ways. And it's not to say that they aren't skilled, but it's just a different style of engagement. So when Jake is going up against a guy like that who's going to stand in front of him, he can
It's
load
easy.
that fucking big right hand up.
When you're fighting NBA players and former MMA fighters who don't know how to move like a boxer in the ring.
Clearly beat Anderson Silva. Now here's the thing.
Anderson's not a boxer.
But he's had 8 fights or something
Well,
like that.
boxing is a sweet science, man.
Point is, I think this is the best thing to happen to Jake.
Why? I don't.
I'll explain why. His stock was too high for the money fights. The money fights for Jake,
Score!
in my opinion, are not fighting.
Score! Score! Go fucking score!
Celebrities. I agree. So when he beat Anderson Silva and convincingly and dropped him, after that I go, I don't think KSI could beat him. And KSI is the big money fight. Him losing to Tommy, who's a boxer, but he's not a fucking top-ranked boxer by any means. So him losing to Tommy makes all the other celebrities that also box go, well, I might be able to beat that motherfucker.
Stay in your lane, Jake. Fight the celebrities. I already told you this.
Celebrities or the MMA guys. So I look at this and I go, okay, if he beats Tommy, if I'm KSI, I'm going, I'm not fighting this motherfucker. This guy's a legit, amazing fucking boxer. He just beat a guy who's dedicated his life to boxing, okay? No, Tommy's boxed his whole life.
Yeah, but
he grew up in a boxing
and now he
family.
was a reality star.
What? You can be a reality star.
He was on also Lake Placid or some shit like that. What's that shit called? He was on something. Love Island. Yeah.
Lake Placid is hilarious. But so I guess what I'm saying is like you take a guy like Jake, and now you go, even when Jake beat Anderson Silva and convincingly, I was like, I don't think Nate Diaz can beat Jake. I think Jake has these MMA fighters' numbers. I don't think that that's actually a good fight. Now that he lost to Tommy, I start going, ooh, this Nate fight is interesting. This KSI fight is interesting. And those are the lucrative fights.
So you're saying if he beat Fury, he would have gone from a celebrity who boxes to a boxer in our eyes.
Yeah, because he finally beat a real boxer.
And then he can make real money off is like, I'm not fighting
and then he could only fight real boxers, and then he'd have harder fights for less money. So he'd have to fight. He'd have to fight a Canelo.
No, I think he'd still beat a draw. He still generate mad money.
The draw for Jake is to watch him lose. It's very similar to Mayweather. He's positioned himself as a heel, right? And it's an incredibly difficult thing to do emotionally. Like you're just dealing with hate non-fucking stop. Like his like resilience emotionally handling this. Like
I love the way he lost.
Bro,
he owned that shit.
He said, judge me by
Now, don't get me wrong. He did throw out a couple of ailments. You know what I mean? He was like, I got a hurt arm, and I was something else. Like, he named like 3 things, but I'm like, for the most part, he was like, don't judge me by how I win, judge me by how I lost. I like the way he handled it.
I'm just saying, career-wise, making money-wise, this is the best thing. I don't need to see a rematch with Tommy. Like, I don't care about it.
Nah.
I know he might care about it for ego, but I don't care about it. What I want to see him do is fight KSI or Nate Diaz. You beat KSI, then you fight Nate Diaz. You beat Nate Diaz, you rematch Tommy, and ideally Tommy has kind of like increased his profile by having other legitimate boxing fights as well. You have one more big one near.
And it's not like he got his ass kicked. You know what I mean? It went 8 rounds, he dropped them, you know what I mean? He just got outboxed.
Yes,
but that's it. That's it. And that's why I feel like there's not any basic boxer can beat Jake Paul.
Well, that's what
especially in the cruiserweight division.
That's what they're going to claim. Right?
That's what I think. I believe that.
And it's reasonable to think it, but that's what they're going to claim. They're going to claim, okay, he finally fought a boxer, and someone who is skilled in boxing specifically, not MMA, but boxing, is going to be able to beat him.
Every time.
And that's what they'll probably say, right? But in my mind, it's like, you're in this for money, right? You're not in this to prove that you're a fucking boxer.
It depends. If his goal is to be a great boxer, which he said that's his goal, then it impacts his overall.
I think the more you win, the more you think is possible, as you should. So as he's beating all these MMA guys, he's like, yo, I think you got to take a boxer. Maybe this was God's way of being like, save your brain and just go fight KSI. And go fight celebrities.
Yeah.
You're too late in this boxing.
Yeah.
What I hated is like all the, it finally dawned on me why they were riding for him so hard. Like Sean Porter was really riding for Jake Paul.
Yeah.
But it's because they're both from Ohio. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they kept saying things like, He's finally out of Tyson
Big
Fury's
Pink.
shadow.
Oh, yeah, baby.
No, you're not, Tommy.
Big Pink and
Tyson
me. I'm going to
Fury is
add
the
you for
heavyweight
sure.
champion of the fucking world.
Yeah.
This man has been in the ring fighting wars, okay? You beat Jake Paul. You're still in your brother's shadow.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
That's a great shadow to be in.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be like you'd have to do triple what Tyson Fury has done in his boxing career to get out of that shadow.
It's not bad to be in the shadow of arguably the greatest heavyweight ever.
Come on.
Yeah.
A guy who got knocked out by the hardest puncher in the world multiple times and won.
Knocked down.
Yes.
But
got up.
Yeah.
And then the next 2 fights wasn't even close.
Yeah.
Third fight was more decent than the second fight.
Yeah.
But come on, like, stop.
Are they full brothers?
I think it's
look
half.
nothing like.
Yeah,
I think
it's half. I think the father
dad
got another.
Got you.
I think.
Tommy was in good
I
shape,
think
man.
we're assuming, but yeah, it makes sense.
Tommy was in good shape, yo.
Yeah,
Like, and I'm like, as soon as I'm like, oh, Tommy's gonna beat Jake Paul.
Yeah, in that first round.
I didn't think it was gonna be a knockout, but I just like, yo, he's gonna beat Jake
Well,
Paul.
I don't know if this applies, but I remember one thing Andrew said about Anthony Joshua. All those big muscles get you worn out quicker because they need a lot of oxygen. And Tommy has some big motherfucking muscles.
Anthony Joshua was never that good. I told y'all this a million times. Nice guy, great guy. I've never believed in Anthony Joshua as a fighter, ever. I believed that at the time. I feel like even before he got to Usyk, you know, and what's the other dude who beat him? Can't even remember his name now. Anthony Ruiz.
Oh, yeah, Andy Ruiz.
Anthony Ruiz. Yeah. Before that, I thought Deontay would have beat Anthony Joshua. I thought Ortiz would have beat Anthony Joshua. Tyson Fury, come on, guys.
Yeah, it's not even close.
Yeah, come on.
Not even close.
You wouldn't even want that.
Yeah.
Why did they have a smaller ring? What was the purpose of that?
I don't know who wanted that.
Tommy wanted it.
Tommy wanted it.
Yeah.
That's really interesting because I think that actually benefits Jake. Because Jake's not a dancer. Jake is coming straight forward. He's coming at you. He wants to engage. So Tommy is more of like a boxer. So you would think that he would want more room so he could dance. But if he wanted the smaller ring, it means he wants to get in there and bang.
Right.
You know? What I hated about the fight was the fucking referee trying to be the MVP. I hated
Oh
the
my
referee that
God.
wants the attention.
Bro, you know you're fighting two people that don't have that much experience. Why are you, like, let them go a little bit?
I thought that neither one of them did anything that was flagrant. Like, yes, maybe there was some leaning. Yes, there was some holding, but no more than you would see in every.
I didn't see it either.
Just break them up.
Yeah, I
Don't
didn't
take
see it.
away the point.
Yeah, that
I
was
think
too
it's
much.
stupid.
Yeah, that was
And they
stupid.
did it for both of them, so I guess it evened out. But like, I hate a referee that like makes it about them.
I think that was a makeup deduction. I think he fucked up deducting Jake's point, and then he was like,
But how are you deducting anything from them? Let them bang out. Like, who gives a fuck?
I thought the fight was great. I thought it was a really
It was entertaining.
great fight.
Listen,
You gotta watch it.
I have not been disappointed by Jake Paul.
Because they both made adjustments. Like, Jake was getting caught with a jab, and all of a sudden, Jake started to stick this long jab, and then he started catching
Guys.
Tommy, right? And then Tommy made this adjustment where he noticed that Jake was really, like, ducking when he would throw the jab. So Tommy would throw this uppercut as Jake would duck, and it was like, I was seeing, like, really high IQ boxing. It's hard to go in there and worry about getting your fucking head caved in while also going, okay, he's doing this thing, I'm gonna change my game plan and do that thing. On the fly. And they both did it.
Jake got a lot of Mexican in him, bro.
He does.
I'm serious. Like, because I watched the last fight. Last fight, he got winded. Who was the last fight? Silver, right?
Yeah.
You could tell he got tired, but he gets better
But he was
as the
close.
fight goes on. Like, it's almost like he gets stronger, and he be looking like red, hair all over the place, but he just don't stop working, bro.
they
Like,
went after it. He's a dog. Yo, Jake's a dog.
He's a Mexican. He got a lot of Mexican fight in him, yo. He do. He got a lot of Mexican fight in him, yo. Canelo will knock him the fuck out, though.
Huh?
Canelo will knock him the fuck out.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to.
No, leave that alone. Leave that alone.
Yeah. But we don't want to see that. Like, I want to see the KSI fight. That has so much build-up
I
already.
thought they fought already.
No. KSI fought Logan twice.
Oh,
right?
okay.
So this is the get back. And I think that KSI watches that, and now maybe it brings Jake back to reality a little bit. Whereas before, after that Silva fight, if I'm KSI, I'm going, I do 10 other fucking projects.
Yeah.
This is a part-time gig for me, and this guy's dedicated full-time to fucking boxing. I can't compete with that. But maybe now.
I think Tyson Fury should fight Logan.
Bro.
Oh, dude, come on. No.
I do.
In WWE.
No, I think they should just box.
Tyson?
Logan was talking spicy, yo. I think
that was kind of wild.
That's what I'm saying. Logan
To
was
say
talking
that
spicy
to the
about
whole
the
thing.
family, yo. I think.
Oh, wait, what did he say about the fans?
I think he said, Tommy, if you can hear me, you're a bitch. Your whole family is bitches.
Oof, that's right.
That was wild.
Give Logan a title shot. Give Logan a title shot. By the way, I just told y'all to plot a Creed 3. give the guy who's only had one fight, no fights actually, well, no, one fight, a title shot. Well, no fights.
Yeah.
Get a guy a title shot.
Why did he get the title shot?
I mean, I don't want to give all that away, but yeah, when you look at it, it kind of makes sense. Like it could happen.
But it's also maybe a little corny.
If you're a fan of boxing, you're like, yo, that would never happen. But maybe it could if you are the promoter.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So Tyson Fury could say, yo, I want to fight Logan Paul. It's a big money
I
fight.
mean, that's also the plot of Creed, too, to be fair. This guy in Russia, this promoter's like, let's make that fight happen. Let's drop it or something.
Yeah. It's a big money fight. Come on, Tyson and Logan will be amazing.
Oh, no, it would be huge.
It'd make crazy money.
But, I mean, Tyson's going to absolutely maul him.
I mean, we know this.
Yeah, Logan might die.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
Nah, I think Tyson, he'll go halfway. He wouldn't try to kill him.
But he could kill him.
He could kill him if he wanted to kill him. That's a choice.
I don't want to be in the ring with someone that's going halfway just so I don't die. You know what I mean?
You know, like Russian once
Logan
said.
might have said it knowing this guy's not going to kill me. I'm too small. It's too easy.
I don't think Tyson would kill him. Tyson would know. Tyson would fuck him up, but he would know not to, like, I'm not going to kill him. He might just knock him out with body shots or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, Tyson has that IQ.
But I don't want to watch that fight either.
Really?
I don't want to watch someone take it easy.
Right?
We watching it for carnage, right?
No, I don't want to see Logan die. I like Logan.
Not die.
Yeah.
But I don't want to see anybody die, but I want to see two fighters going at it. What I liked about the Tommy Jake fight is they were both going at it.
Even Logan and Floyd, it was cool because
yeah.
one has a crazy height advantage and everything.
Floyd was trying to get Logan out of here. And Logan was trying to get Floyd out of here.
It was fun.
It was great.
Yeah. Y'all love to see Logan Tyson, bro. Come on.
I would see it.
Now, come on, that's a fight, bro.
I would see it.
I wouldn't mind seeing Logan Mike Tyson.
Nah.
Yeah. That could be fun.
Now it levels out.
Holy shit. Logan Mike Tyson?
No, it doesn't.
Yo.
Logan wins that.
What? Whoa.
Yeah, I love Mike. Mike, come on, man. At some point, come on. Father time got to kick in, bro. Come on, you don't want that.
Stop. 55, 56 probably?
Nah, Mike got to be in his 60s. How old is Mike Tyson?
No, I think. Son, did you see Mike with Roy Jones?
That's Roy Jones, another senior citizen.
Yeah, but Mike was doing his thing.
56 years old.
Nah, you don't want
was
that.
doing his thing.
Nah, man.
So the numbers for the pay-per-view aren't out, but how many do you think they sold, if you had to guess?
Paul?
Yeah.
It's not going to be crazy because at the time it was on.
Oh, really?
Like, I think you still had to be a fight fan to know
Sunday.
Jake Paul was fighting at 2 o'clock. Yeah.
What are you thinking? 400,000?
I don't know if it's that much. I could be wrong. I don't know.
I mean,
I think it's like
A couple hundred. I give it a couple hundred.
Yeah, I'll pull up like what.
While he does this, if you want to bet on this fight or any fights, you do that shit at Bet Online.
Make sure you use the promo code Flagrant, okay? And they're gonna match 50% of that initial deposit bonus, okay, up to $1,000. So BetOnline.ag, promo code Flagrant. Make sure you get that shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jake and Silva was 200 to 300 K pay-per-view fights. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that this might go over because I think Tommy's pretty popular in England.
Yeah.
Oh, that Love Island drug.
And just the fight family being connected. So
Yeah.
I think
Great promo from a fight family.
Yeah, I don't know how much promo Silva did.
Yeah.
And just the fact that this was going on for 2 years, getting picked and canceled and whatever. Like,
it was really interesting though, the Tommy Fury talking about like what he went through, and like, you know, he had pulled out of the fight twice, so he's like, I'm walking out of my home and everybody is just calling me a pussy. I'm afraid of fighting Jake Paul. Like, it was just this like emotional release, finally beating the guy. And I do understand that. Like, you build your whole identity as like this fighter, and you're part of a fight family, and the fight family is known for being brave, taking on all.
Your last name is Fury.
Literally,
How is that Fury?
your brother's first name is Tyson. Like, this is it. This is a blow you up. Tyson Fury. And there was shit out of his control. Like, there was shit out of his fucking control. Basically, him not being able to come to the States. Like, there was some mob shit, basically, why he couldn't come to the States. Now, not saying he's connected, but America wanted to know if he was.
Yeah.
And sometimes in those types of situations, it's better to not talk. So
I think Jake Paul wins that fight 2 years ago.
Ooh.
I do.
Actually, I would push back because I think Jake Paul's improved as a boxer. And Tommy, I don't know.
Improved as a boxer.
Yeah, but I think Jake, this amount of time, Tommy's in boxing since a child. Jake, every year that he gets to fight is adding like a huge level of experience because he started so late.
He got to fight real boxers, though. Even if you're just sparring real boxers.
He does. He spars like really good guys.
He does?
Yeah, like legit.
He didn't look like it against Tommy Fury. He looked like he's never been in the ring with somebody moving around like that. That's why I looked at it.
I hear what you're saying.
What do you think of this mentally? I noticed when he was going to fight Tommy the first time, Tommy was a favorite. Then Tommy pulled out, and everybody's like, yo, I think Jake might be the favorite. I think Tommy might be scared. This is the first time he's fighting really as a favorite in my estimation. Do you think that fucked with him mentally to not be the underdog and not have that chip on your shoulder?
Interesting.
Yeah, maybe. Interesting. Yeah, it helps psychologically if you feel like you got something to prove.
Yeah, because I felt worried for him just off of that. It felt different this time. I'd never seen him and it's a real boxer, but then you're the favorite against a real boxer. It just felt like,
I knew he was
from
gonna
the outside, a lot of pressure's on him.
I picked him to lose. I knew he was going to lose. Who? Jake Paul.
Really?
100%.
Well, that's because you have a lot of faith in boxing.
That's it. Boxing is a sweet science, baby. And if you know how to do that shit a little bit, you will beat somebody who doesn't know how to do it at all.
Did you see Portnoy's thing?
What is that?
He was like, if Tommy Fury beats Jake Paul, I'll never speak on combat sports ever again in my life. I've never been so sure of something ever. Like before the fight. And then he apologized afterwards. He's like, guys, I'm an idiot. My bad.
Thank God he sold his company before he had that.
But no, he probably saying that because him and Logan are. Isn't Logan Barstool?
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah,
He's riding
he
for his
got
guy.
Wearing a Barstool hat.
Yeah. But he put so much faith in it. He's like, I've never been so sure of something. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
It made me think, like,
Well, do a real bet. Suck some dick. Everybody, like, fuck money. Money, you can lose amount of money if you really believe.
You put your lips down.
Word is born.
You put your lips down on a bet.
No.
He was right.
No, I was right. I didn't have to honor it. But bet suck some dick, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody always want to bet shit they can afford to lose. You can afford to lose money.
You can't afford to lose a fucking.
That's what I'm saying. If you so
Big
confident,
pink
you
and
got
me,
confidence,
baby.
What's your bet on Kanye getting back with Adidas? Do you think that
I'll
happens?
suck some dick.
Again, son. Again. You said again.
Stop putting your lips on it. Stop it.
That's how sure I am.
If Kanye
That's
gets
not
back with
happening, yo.
Adidas, you suck some
It's
dick.
not happening, yo. Neither one of those things are happening. So I'm confident with that bet.
Really?
It's not happening,
What,
bro.
no. Get back with Adidas. What if they just come to an agreement to sell the existing backstock?
Well, that's different.
How's that different?
Even though I've seen that story, but I don't believe that story
Let's
is true
make the
either.
bet about that. They come to an agreement to sell the existing backstock. If they do that, will you?
I don't think Adidas.
Lips on it?
I don't think Adidas risk their overall brand doing something like that.
Son, they took too big of a loss.
Why do y'all keep saying that?
Well, they losing money on Beyonce.
This is a company that makes $20+ billion a year in revenue. Not saying that $1 billion isn't a loss, but y'all make it seem like Adidas is going under. Do y'all realize this company has been around for hundreds of years?
No, I didn't know that.
Hundreds?
I don't know about hundreds.
At
of
least
years.
100.
I don't think so.
Look it up.
All right, let's see.
Founded by Nazis.
Put your lips on it.
Put your lips on it.
Founded by Nazis.
If it's founded by Nazis, it can't be around
In
for hundreds of
Germany.
years,
I
bro.
don't think you know how Nazis.
1949. Do the math. I don't fucking
That's
know.
100 years. Wow, you're right.
You're
That's what I'm
And
saying.
they make 20 billion plus
It's
revenue
not
a
100
year.
years.
How much?
Over 20 billion a year
Hold on.
revenue.
They make over 20 billion a year in revenue. You know what your problem is?
What's my problem?
You believe in Kanye West too fucking much.
I'm telling you.
You believe in him so goddamn much.
And I can't wait when he's back, and you're going to be wrong, and you're going to have to suck some dick.
Adidas is not going to do that. First of all, why would a company that's making $20 billion in revenue risk bringing in one guy that's going to probably ostracize so many people away from your brand? Why would you do that? What if football, soccer, fight and say, you know what, y'all in business with Kanye, we don't want nothing to do with y'all.
FIFA.
Whatever the fuck.
You said fight for them.
D5, 4 fun, whatever the fuck. What if they say, oh, y'all in business with Kanye, we don't want to be in business with y'all. Now you're talking about losing some goddamn revenue.
Yep.
Now you're dealing with a partner that walked
Makes
away.
sense. And Kanye's not going to shut the fuck up
No!
to make you sell.
I think he learned from this.
No, he
Man.
never learned in his life, Al.
Man, where's the
Never
atonement?
learned in his life.
Where's the atonement?
He's shutting up.
Where's the dick sucking?
You gotta suck.
You gotta suck some goddamn dick.
Some circumcised dick.
Yeah. So is that the price that he has to pay? Is that the price he has to pay, or what? Is that what you're saying? That Kanye should?
Bruh, I think Kanye is no different than the dude from Dilbert, Scott Adams.
Okay, talk to me.
that was
Stop
fun.
volunteering your feelings about marginalized communities. Nobody fucking asked you, bro.
Yeah.
Scott Adams wanted to go DEFCON 3 on black people. Kanye went DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. And for what?
Hold on.
Why?
Let's look at the Dilbert situation.
I mean,
Son, they're down 37%.
But it's been like that. See,
That's from May 2022, though.
It's
Kanye didn't
been
leave
like that.
until-
Y'all don't be paying attention.
Look
This
at
shit
that.
happened. This shit had to do with China, the Ukraine-Russia shit.
Yeah.
Because they pulled out of Russia because of the war.
When did the Kanye shit drop?
I think it was like
That was
November,
last
right?
year,
That
November.
the bottom is November. That's way they still had Kanye.
Bro, this shit has been happening. Adidas stock has been going down for like the last 2 years, and it's been going up and down, like most stocks do.
I don't know.
They had to pull out. They pulled out of Russia. Russia was a big market for them.
Yeah.
And I think it's a lot of influx going on in Europe because of that whole Russia-Ukraine invasion. Then it was something with China that had their stocks fucked up, and it's not just them. It's Nike too.
I know
This is the most I've ever seen you know about geopolitics is when sneakers are involved. It's kind of crazy.
He's like the tracksuits in Russia. Are you crazy? The whole economy is fucked up in tracksuits.
But Nike stocks are down like 13% as well.
Yeah,
it's not just Adidas. I don't know why y'all are attributing Adidas being down to Kanye. I'm not saying that he's not a part of it, but he's not a large part of what's
But he
going on
was
with them.
responsible for a lot of their sales, and now they're not getting enough sales.
I think he's responsible for more of their profits than their revenue.
Well, you need revenue to make profits.
But no, their revenue is $20 billion a year.
Yeah, and he was responsible for some of it.
I think their overhead is so low with Yeezy. You know, I don't know how much it costs to make a Yeezy, but I think their overhead is so low that him bringing in a projected $1.3 billion is a lot. I mean, I don't know how much it costs to make Yeezys. I don't know. I don't know if it's
still even if it's 1.3 billion, right? What is that? 5%, 6%?
I think they said he was
of their
like,
total revenue.
I think it was like 6 to 7 or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I
8%.
guess you could take a hit.
How much?
8%. They're saying that Yeezy generated $1.7 billion in annual revenue, which is 8% of the total, and the net profit on that's $246 million. In either case, they're going to write this off. Think about the big number. They'll be fine.
They might donate all the backstock to kids in Africa, and then all those kids will be looking fly as hell. So I think there's actually an upside to this.
Give it to kids in Ukraine.
Kanye's actually helping give kids in Africa cool sneakers.
Give it to kids in Ukraine.
Give it to the kids in Ukraine.
Donate to Ukraine, actually. That's a good
So
point.
what happened with Dilbert?
All right, so this is a comic. If you've never seen a Dilbert comic, you probably have. They're super popular fucking comics. And he just goes on, I think he's on like a podcast. I don't know. He's doing some type of internet interview.
I think he was just live, bro. I just think
his own thing.
It's his own thing?
He has a
Oh my
YouTube
God.
channel, like 100,000 subscribers, 118,000 or something.
I think he just hit live, bro.
He's just talking about himself.
There's like
with
2 minutes. We
things.
can skip around, but it gets pretty good.
So if nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people, according to this poll, not according to me, that's a hate group. I don't want to have anything to do with it. The best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people.
You know he started this off by saying he identifies as a black person?
No,
y'all missed it. Y'all buried the lead. He literally said, I identify as a black person, and I've identified as a black person for a while now. But he was like, now because of this poll, it's a poll that came out that said like, black people, I don't know what the exact poll, black people don't like white people or something. And so he was like, now since half of these people don't like me, they're a hate group and I don't want to be a part of it.
But if you're black,
if he's black,
and he said he don't want to be a part of that hate group. He feels like black people are the hate group because the poll says like 50% or 60% of all black people don't like white people.
Oh, as a black person, he doesn't want to be part of the black people.
Exactly.
So even though he's black, he just wants to get away from black people.
That's what he said. He said he actually said I'm re-identifying back as white, and I don't want to be a part of this hate group.
Is that really part of this?
I heard it this morning.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Scott Adams.
So is this maybe just like a bit?
That's a bad bit, bro. Why would do a bit that's going to cost you everything?
Because if he's saying, oh, I'm black, and now it's like, I can say whatever I want now.
Well, yeah, if you identify as black, you can be critical of black people.
Yeah.
That's kind of what he's doing. He's asking for the permission slip.
But he said he used to identify as black, then re-identified as white, and then went on that rant.
Now, why is he saying he's doing that? He goes, I identify as a black man, and then I found out that my people,
Are
black
hate
people,
group.
are hateful. I can't identify as that.
Yeah.
And then he tries to quote Don Lemon. And he's like, I'm just getting this from Don Lemon. Yeah.
I just want to know why. Like, what makes you wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to set fire to everything I've built?
Creed
Same thing with
3.
Kanye.
Yeah.
It's like, why? That's corny, bro. What Scott Adams did is corny. Like, why?
There's a thing that happens with these cartoon creators, and Patrice talked about this with Seth MacFarlane. It's like you get jealous of your creation, and you start wanting credit. And this is maybe his, like, finally, Dilbert gets all this credit. Everybody reads it. Nobody knows who this man is. 25 years.
What is
I agree.
What is Dilbert?
He's a goddamn white character with no mouth.
He's like
Can't
he's
even get no head from
cartoon
Dilbert, bro.
office employee.
But
It's like
Charlotte.
Office-based type shit.
Yeah, this is like the first The Office. It was like a comic strip in like 80s, 90s that was
He
like.
looked like a Simpson with Down syndrome, bro. Like that's Bart's brother. They keep tucked away.
He looks like.
They don't want nobody to know about.
I wish he was. If you
Bart's
were
older
to say all
brother,
this,
yo.
I really wish he just did it as a comic strip. Like if he just did like, hey, we got to get away from black people, but this as like a cartoon. I feel like it'd be a lot more palatable.
But this is what he does. This is what he's known for.
Yeah,
That's a great point.
Right?
You could, by the way, there's no better way to get your message across than art. That could have been a funny series of scripts. Dilbert trying to be an ally.
Yeah.
And realizing, like, man, I can't win with anybody.
Yes.
Like, that would have been funny as shit,
Yeah,
though.
Dilbert should identify as black.
Yeah, Dilbert's in a dashiki.
Like, yes, I'm transracial now, because now you're making fun of all of this shit, right? Like how you can just identify as what you want to identify as. Yes.
He got out of his lane. That's the issue.
That could be hilarious.
If you want to be kind of racist, do it in your thing. that
Yes.
You know?
That would be fucking hilarious.
But I think in the past you said you prefer people being overtly racist, so you know like who to stay away from.
No, I prefer it, but why would I do it as a... I prefer it, but why would I do that if I'm him?
I
Like,
mean,
what reason do you... What
He got too
benefit...
much money, bro. This is what happens when you get all the money you need. Like, he doesn't need more money, so he's okay to lose it.
and
Why he's really losing his mind?
He's either losing his mind or he doesn't need more money. And yeah, the only thing he needs is to not be around as many black people. And he's just sharing that.
Can't you do that with money though?
That's my point. Segregation, it's all about class. Segregation, the new segregation is just
Yeah,
class.
he already said he's in a new neighborhood with no blue.
Yeah, so if you've achieved it, why do you need to share with
I'm
other
assuming
people?
it's the J.K. Rowling thing. It's like you see something that's happening in society. Like he's mentioned in another clip, I can pull it up, but basically he was like, every day I go on social media and I see black people beating up white people, and I'm over it. I'm sick of it. He's seeing something that he thinks is an injustice. No one's talking about it. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna speak about this.
What did JK do? She just spoke up about the fact
trans
that
stuff.
she felt like her womanhood was being threatened. Or
Yeah,
something?
and she's like all about it. She tweets, she's like, you know, women are women and trans women are not women, blah, blah.
And she just ahead of her time. Because a lot of people are feeling that way now. A lot of people are pushing back on.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
people look at her and they're like, you have $1 billion, you live an amazing life. Why would you sacrifice your whole reputation, your whole legacy, all this shit you made for just an opinion that you have that you're not even gonna be here to see?
I'm with you. That's my point with these people like this. Like, why? Like,
I prefer that. If you feel that way, let me know you feel that way. I don't want him to feel that way.
He's
and
not
I'm
disagreeing
around.
with you. He's just saying from Dilbert's point of view.
Exactly.
Why would you speak this up? Like,
Why?
what do you have to gain?
Like,
You
if
still
said
wanna
he
make
got-
more money.
He got enough money.
He don't.
He don't.
This is what
So,
happens when you
I'd rather
make
that.
all the money, you're willing to just say whatever the fuck. Why make fuck you money if you're not gonna say
but you
fuck?
burnt your legacy down.
He don't care. His legacy is a cartoon with no mouth.
I think he
Yeah,
also
he
thinks
has
he's,
no legacy.
I think
No
he's
one knows
deserved-
him.
He thinks
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
deserving
yeah.
Gilbert.
Wait, what?
I think he looks at this and he's like, there's an injustice happening in America. Black people are beating up white people, and no one's saying anything. I'm going to be the one to stand on it. And in 50 years, people go, yeah, that guy was right.
I didn't know that. There's a lot of marginalized communities in this country, right? If you're a marginalized, if you're a black,
Yeah, like,
what?
hold on one second.
You may not be part of a hate group, but there's a lot of things to hate. You know what I mean? There's a lot of racial injustice that you can hate in this country. There's a lot of systemic racism that we all should hate if you call yourself an
100%.
American.
100%. I just want to go back to some of the remarks that I think what happens is when people get incredibly famous for doing inconsequential shit, they try to project that fame onto something that they deem more important. So if you're known as like a cartoonist that makes silly jokes about The Office, you're like, yeah, what can I do that has significance? What can I do that makes change? What can I do that is, you know, gonna right the world?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
And they get politically active in either direction.
Exactly. So I think that's kind of what he's doing. He's like making up for the fact that like what he's known for is kind of frivolous. But it's okay to be known for something frivolous. Yeah. It's beautiful.
Yeah, this is not even political. This is just racist.
Exactly.
This is white nationalist, neo-Nazi talking points.
That's my point. Is I think
let's separate.
People that do
Get
racist
away from
shit,
black people.
I think people that do racist shit are not thinking, oh I'm ruining my legacy. I think they're doing it because they're preserving their legacy, or they're making a new legacy that they think is good.
They want to make a new one.
They
Yeah,
think
exactly.
they're preserving
Of
their
course, it's
legacy.
heinous. Like, I don't think we need to
That's an important.
I don't think we need to disclaim that this is racist. But my point is that racist people do things because of their legacy, not to destroy it.
You know what's funny? He doesn't think it's racist.
That's my
He's
point.
like, it's data.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Exactly. He thinks he's doing something good for his legacy.
This is like, to him, he's like...
It's just a poll. Who did he poll?
No, this is it. This is his, like, ice bath. You know the people that get in the ice bath, they're like, it's changed my life. Like, it's he's like, you move away from black people. It's just fucking phenomenal.
A fucking pole changed your life? You're
No,
not a
it's not a
stripper, bro.
He's been going that way.
Yeah.
And now and then maybe even it's when you get enough money, you don't stop caring what people think. Now you start thinking, okay, I got the money, now legacy.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. If you were known for something frivolous, people want to do something more. Because I think they go, oh, once I get money, then I'll be happy. And then they get money and they're still not happy. And they're like, oh, once I get legacy, then I'll be happy.
Once people respect this is this guy, the Dilbert guy going, I'm really smart and I'm thoughtful and I understand the world and I'm sophisticated. And people think I'm just a little silly cartoonist comedian. I need to prove that I'm a sophisticated thinker. And it's never enough. It's just a bottomless pit.
Yeah, I'm sick of white grievance. You know what I mean? Especially when white grievance is towards.
But it's everybody. It's the same shit with fucking Kyrie. Kyrie is the same exact thing as this guy. It's like, it's not good enough that he's just great at basketball and genius at basketball. It's like, I need to be a philosopher. I need to be a thinker.
I agree, but Kyrie's still black. So being that he's black, like there's actual room for real grief there.
I see.
You know what I mean? Like if you're a white male like that, like your grievance is just the fact that black people are complaining about this country.
Everybody got their own grief, bro. I wouldn't take away grief from people. It's like, also, you don't know what somebody's family they're going through. You don't know what somebody's doing.
This feels like grievance, though. Like the stuff that he's doing, this is just like white grievance.
Yeah,
like,
none of this makes sense.
Yeah.
What I'm just saying is just because you're a white dude doesn't mean that you haven't been fucking molested. Doesn't mean that you haven't seen your dad get shot. You know, like there's a lot of things that.
But those are things we can relate on. Those are things we can all relate to, right? Like if America's issues were just based on shit like that, it'd be different. But when America's issues are based on what we are, that we have no control of, like me being black or, you know, Alex being gay or like, you know what I mean? Cosby being, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm just saying. Like, I'm just saying. There's things that we can't control, and like that hinders certain people in America. And those people just don't want that to be anymore.
But I will say there's room, I think, for white grievance. Even fucking trains in Ohio, I'm assuming that's a white town that is destroying.
I don't think that's white grievance.
Yeah.
That's
just
America
grievance.
failed us.
I know, I understand what you're saying. It's like there's like historical implication for the treatment of black people. So that grievance exists. Why does that have anything to do with the world being flat?
Time's up.
Huh? That was Kyrie's first shit, is the world is flat.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's just like, I need to prove to everybody that I'm not just a guy who plays basketball, a dumb fucking sport. I'm smarter than that, and here's the proof.
And I'm smarter than everyone because I'm on the shit that
nobody understands. And that's what, and listen, it is what you spoke to earlier, what Patrice was talking about. It's like, you become jealous of your creation, and you don't think that your creation does justice to your intellect. So you need to prove how smart you are. It's like,
I think Kanye's a better example than Kyrie.
Kanye's a perfect example.
Yeah, because Kyrie didn't even tell us what the issue was. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just posted that book with no context. And I guess he told us later he's, you know, finding himself and yada, yada, yada. But Kanye was on some like, no, I want to be like this group of people. This group of people gets to basically do whatever they want. That's his words. They get to do whatever they want. They get to move however they want. And I'm jealous of that. I want that. So, and I'm a shit on them. You know what I mean? To show my love for them, which is also quite strange.
No, he had the greatest comeback of anybody when he goes, I love Nazis. And they go, you love Nazis? There's only one way to come back from that. It's, I love everybody. That's the only way. That's the only way that you can justify saying the craziest thing ever.
That's why I love everybody is some bullshit.
Well, yeah, you don't love everybody.
No, it's not possible. Even in the Bible. No, they got cool.
Well, he might love everybody.
He didn't love Pete.
Oh, he didn't love Pete?
He didn't love
Where
Pete.
was the love for Pete?
He didn't love Pete.
Why didn't you love Pete? Where was this love when you were shitting on Pete all the goddamn time?
Because you had to think of Pete's 10.5-inch penis. Damn. Nobody wants to think about that shit. How can you love the man with a 10.5-inch penis?
I'm thinking about it right now.
You're supposed to know what the woman you love.
Yeah, you might have added some, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Last I heard, it was 9.5.
You might have added some, bro.
Not with the reports that
you
came
rounded
in.
up, man.
You rounded up.
You know something? You got inside info?
Nah, I never got inside info. Okay. Salute to my guy Pete, though.
But still, that's a great point. He just started loving everybody with the Nazis.
That don't
it's very
work, bro.
convenient that like, you start loving the Nazis.
That don't work. That don't work.
But then again,
it's
if
like the All Lives Matter shit. It's like, everybody's life matter.
I like that code.
Same shit.
That don't work. Everybody life matter until that person does something to your child.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Everybody life matters. All life matters until that person does something to your mom.
I think we can all agree that all lives don't matter. I think as a society, we agree on that.
Yes. And some people show that in different ways.
Terrorist lives don't matter. We take them out all the time. Murderers' lives. If you kill a cop, we give you a death penalty.
By the way, if all lives mattered, everybody be against the death penalty.
Exactly, and if people are for the death penalty, all lives do not matter.
Yeah. I mean, we know this. You know, it's just a silly thing to even retort. But instead of accepting the fact, these people are saying Black Lives Matter because this country has historically shown them that Black Lives matter less than a lot of other people. Instead of just acknowledging that fact, all lives matter. You don't believe that.
Yeah. Most lives matter.
Some. It's all subjective.
Like Thanos over here.
More than 51% of lives matter?
I don't know, bro.
You don't think?
You gotta go around. I gotta have more. I don't know.
You think?
I can see where Thanos was coming from.
I see it as well. It was yes.
Thanos should have been more selective, though. I don't want you just randomly. You know what I mean?
End, when he said at the end of an Endgame, when he was like, "The only mistake I made was everybody remembers who left. When I do it this time, I'm gonna make sure y'all forget and never knew they were here." That sounded like the best
one of the
solution.
greatest lines in movie history. He says, as long as there are people who knew what was, they'll never embrace what can be. And he said, this time I'm getting rid of all you motherfuckers. That's basically what he said.
You're not
He
gonna
learned the error in his
your
ways.
memory, which is then I was like, this guy got a great idea here.
Yeah. So you wouldn't do random?
Nah, gotta be selective.
What's your
bro.
selection process?
A lot more. It'd be more like Frailty. You ever seen Frailty?
No.
One of my favorite movies. Y'all should all watch Frailty. Frailty is about two brothers whose father is a serial killer. But, see, I'll be giving the movie away. But Frailty's such an old classic. You should watch it anyway.
It's fun.
He's a serial killer, but the reason he's a serial killer is because he can touch you and see the foul shit that you've done.
Oh, that's fire.
You know what I'm saying? So the people he's killing are actually child molesters, you know, people who've killed their moms and got away with it. Like yes. You know what I mean? And so the other son can also see. You know, he has the same vision. So the whole movie, you're thinking these two motherfuckers are just crazy, and this one son is the good son because he's not going along with it, and then the son
just can't see the shit.
He just can't see the shit. That's right. So I would have to have something like that where I can actually see what people have done. But then again, that's like defeating the whole purpose of God. Because that's the other part of Frailty that's, when I think about it as I get older, Frailty was about religion. These people believed in God, but then you taking away the whole aspect of forgiveness like that, right?
Well, that God might not forgive. And maybe God gave them the ability to see these things.
Taking away free will,
that's
though,
true.
God
Handle the situation.
That's true, too. I mean, we have all these conversations about forgiveness, but how do we know if God really forgives? The Bible's showing us some things. You know what I mean? He flooded the earth.
That was Old Testament, right?
And people like come on, man. LeBron James version. How you gonna make a LeBron James version of the Bible? If these things happen, they happen, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you can't change history. Like, why how all of a sudden you change history to New Testament? If the story was the story, how can I change it just because I don't like the way the story was originally written?
No, but once he sent his son, that was it. Now we got it.
They killed his son.
Frailty, bruh.
They killed his only son. Think about that. God sent his only begotten son to save a world that needed saving, and they killed him and sent him back to God. Like, clearly we don't want y'all help no more.
Damn.
Think about that.
And what was their punishment?
We've been on our own ever since.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
God been ignoring us ever since. Like, God, do y'all thing, man. Y'all figure it out.
I mean, I don't know. Is it that much of a punishment? It seemed like they were getting punished way before.
Did God get jealous of his creation?
Ooh.
Is God Dilbert? I'm joking, bro. I'm joking. I'm just
Let me get Hoopa.
I'm joking.
I am joking.
He knows your heart.
Yeah, but I wonder with that, though. Like, man killed
what
his
God
one
like,
son.
take a couple years off, Mark. Man.
Yeah.
Take a couple years. Take a couple years. Crank a couple years off.
He's like, word? I'll get him back.
He's like, word?
Has the world gotten worse? I mean that. Like, if you look at Old Testament versus New,
objectively better.
It's like with Japan and the nukes.
Is it objectively
It's like
better?
it just got better.
I don't know, bro.
It depends.
I don't know. Life before, right before we killed his son,
Are you talking about quality of life or piety?
He flooded it on
Quality
purpose.
of life.
Even
She
piety,
flooded it
Rome,
on
ancient
purpose.
Rome was
One combo. Wait.
She flooded it on purpose, though. You said the flood. You were saying that did life get better, but she flooded the earth on purpose.
What I'm saying is God was punishing us way more before we killed his kid. It's almost like we taught him a lesson. It was like, yo,
How do we know we're not getting punished now?
you're a millionaire.
I'm just one person. Like, think about the things that are happening all around the world. Like, you just had an earthquake that killed how many people?
Yeah.
You know
But
what I
they just
mean?
had a flood that killed everybody.
I don't know if they killed everybody.
What was the life
The book
expectancy?
said killed everybody.
Literally, that's what the book. If we're taking the book seriously,
That story is
now
a
you
little...
picking and choosing.
I am, but that's
LeBron James.
That story's a
You want
little...
LeBron James in it.
That story's a little crazy.
Why
yo.
is it crazy?
Animals?
Every animal.
You know what I'm saying?
Every animal that they knew back in the day, man, was pets. If you lived in this 2-mile area,
I'll be honest, if they made a movie about it, you watch the shit out of that. 3 big animals on a boat, all floating around the ocean. You would love that.
You man would be getting fucked in this era, bro.
why you look at me? Why you look at me to co-sign your country at? You from the country, bro. I'm from the
There'll
city.
be a lot of sheep on that boat, bro.
All right, sheep. Now you talking.
That story just seems a little kind of... I agree with the overall premise of it. You know what I
I
mean?
think a dude brought his farm animals onto the boat, and then the story just got more and more exaggerated.
It got a
But,
little exaggerated.
They said if you
Yeah,
knew the
yeah,
flood was
yeah,
coming, if you knew the flood was coming, boom, you put all the farm animals on.
Yeah.
And you don't...
Damn, look at his cheeks, bro.
You ever seen this?
Come on, man. This is my people. My people figure this shit out.
That's Mark right there.
Yo, listen. That's how Mark... That's Jesus. Wait. Who's the shepherd? Jesus was the shepherd? I see it.
You know what's crazy? Yo, it's a reason.
That's your flock look like that.
It's a reason shepherds leave from behind.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn right.
People don't ever think about that.
Come on now. You look at that. This away. This away. Oh, that is distracting. You think Jesus only had 12 disciples? They just caked up like that?
Now, I believe in the story of the flood. It just, you know.
A flood happened.
A flood definitely
question.
happened.
It happened.
I think the
Floods
reason it happened, you know, I just think some of the details got a little, you know what I mean?
That's the details.
It's just the animal thing. Like, you really gonna bring all the animals back? He had.
But he also didn't have to bring the sea animals. That's a good point.
Exactly.
So they didn't have to go on the boat. So
What a
I think
flying animal.
They were good. So it's really only like a couple animals. Giraffes.
I don't even think there was giraffes.
No, that was horse. Horse became giraffe later.
Local land animals. That's not that many.
Bro, what would you take with you if you knew the flood was coming? Simple
Food.
as
That shit could have been food, though. We don't think about that shit.
Yeah.
That shit could have been food,
Yeah.
yo. You know what I mean?
I like that they say 40 days and 40 nights. We know the nights are there, bro.
Yeah.
You don't gotta say the
Thank
nights.
you.
Sounds way better than that.
That shit only makes sense on vacation.
40 days. It's like, I know.
It only makes sense on vacation.
When you're getting a little exclusive.
No, when they say like 7 days, they say 7 days, 6 nights. You know what I mean? Because you might fly out during the day. That's the only time that shit makes sense.
That's actually a good point. That makes sense.
All I'm trying to say is that God was punishing us. I think God was like Jesus. I think Jesus was bothering God. I think he might have sent him down here like, y'all need to, like it was like a scared straight.
You're grounded for
Like
32 years.
Jesus was probably complaining all the time, right? And being a little pain in the ass up there. And God was like, all right, we're gonna see if you like it down there.
God
You
probably
talk
was
all
like,
this shit.
God probably was like, I'm telling you, there's no hope for them. You know what I mean?
No, there's no hope for Jesus.
It was like a charter school.
Exactly. He punished him. It's like a Little Mermaid. It's like, oh, you think land is nice?
No, what if Jesus was an ally? You know what I'm saying? Who was up.
Can you just go with my fucking head?
I'm with that too.
He can't improv for shit.
What if Jesus was an ally?
No and is how you
I'm with you.
improv.
What if Jesus was an ally and he was up there and wanted to do something and God...
Our ally.
Yes, humans.
Yeah.
And he saw how...
He's a good white person.
That's right. He saw how our
And he wanted to help the minority.
Clearly Mexican.
Yeah.
Clearly Mexican.
100%.
Name me
final
from carpenter. Daddy was a carpenter. Come on, stop it.
No, he was the carpenter. His daddy was God.
Mom easily fertile. You know what I mean? That was what I was doing. Come on.
That motherfucker Mexican is that.
Jesus, bro. Jesus.
Okay, go on.
So he's up there with God. Yeah. He wants to do something. God sends him down to this impossible task.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm with you.
You see what they did to Jesus?
Yep.
Only to have to go back to God and for Dad to say, I told you. Or for Mom to say, I told you.
And now his dad's like, you just gotta escape or get away from
Dad's like Gilbert.
Yeah, exactly. You just gotta get away.
You just gotta get away.
There's no hope for these
And
people.
Jesus still came back. Wait, did he come back 3 days later?
Well, he was kind of still hanging with us. He went to hell and then came back and saw Tom.
That was just a flex.
Yeah, but when he came back, then what happened?
That's when he went up.
That's
Like
when
he just flew up.
That's when he became immortal, bro. What do you mean? That's why we wear him on chains.
Yeah.
That's why he's the star of all the holidays.
Gals are asking mode of transportation back to heaven.
Yeah, I don't know what the little vessel was. I think it was
Electric car.
You think it was electric?
I don't freaking know.
DeLorean.
Might have been DeLorean, actually. I
I
don't
feel a
know.
little guilty talking shit about Jesus.
We're
like
not
this.
talking shit about Jesus. We're trying to figure this out. This is how the Bible was written. It's just like this. You know what I mean? The Bible was
whole
written
lot of yes ands.
just like this, yo.
He'd be the worst person to write the fucking Bible. You'd be the worst.
But
bro.
that's why he's Jehovah's Witness, bro. He was
I know.
his own Bible.
Just your own
He's the King
shit.
James of this couch.
The Bible's a wild book, yo.
Is Jehovah's Witness like the Nation of Islam of Christianity?
Nah, the Bible, Jehovah's Witness is all Christianity. It's all based off
No,
the
but
Bible.
did you guys take your own thing and go with it?
Nah, it's literally all based off the Bible.
Like, literally?
Yeah.
Like, they take it all very literally.
It's all
they
straight.
follow it
They
too
follow the Bible to a T.
Why no birthdays?
Because there's something in the Bible where something happened on somebody's birthday. It's like it's considered, I don't want to say pagan.
Oh, I thought you just can't celebrate anyone except God. I think
I
that's
don't-
I
I
think
don't
that's
really-
what
Can't
That makes
accept
probably
blood
more
or
sense.
donations or something. It's like a lot of stuff. It's like, it's strict.
I just know Cain, Adam was the first man, allegedly. Eve was the first woman, allegedly. They had Cain and Abel.
And then they just
Cain
had
killed
bitches.
Abel and went off and found a wife.
Yep.
And the Bible just leaves that plot hole wide open.
Yeah.
They don't even fill us in on
Maybe
what
we
happened.
gotta count Adam's ribs.
Oh.
It's only one way to fuck a rib, bro.
No, you make a yo. You're the worst improviser ever, bro. This guy, this guy, the worst improviser ever.
He's from the South, bro. He loves
What
ribs.
you
I know,
mean?
bro. He got
I'm
hungry.
just
when
saying,
he
it's
said
only one way to fuck a rib.
How did Adam make Eve, bro?
God made Eve.
No, from his
Adam's
rib.
rib.
Y'all believe that shit?
Yo, Jehovah's Witness is crazy. Jehovah's Witness is crazy. These are crazy people right here, bro.
He's like, I believe the book.
Yeah.
I don't believe that
That
book.
was crazy. That's wild, bro.
You believe a figurine got off a fucking tractor and was having fun with you as a child, but you don't believe that Adam could make Eve out of a rib, bro? What is your fucking belief system? You believe that you
That's
were
wild,
Teen
bro.
Wolf. You believe you were Teen Wolf for a little bit, bro.
And then he murdered the farmer. That's crazy.
Yeah, you threw the farmer in the fire.
That's wild, yo.
You're wild.
It's made out of ribs.
Yes.
That's crazy to think about,
What's so
bro.
crazy about it?
It's just crazy to think about.
Why is it crazy?
I'm
'Cause
surprised
black
more
people eat
women
so
don't
many
push
ribs
back
and-
on that, yo.
What, you don't think that's a metaphor?
That's where objectification started.
Wait, why?
You made from a rib?
Yeah.
Like not that God took his time with you to craft you like he did man. He just took a goddamn rib. We don't even care about ribs.
Oh, wow.
Women are actually made out of men. if you think
We
about it.
do care about
There's
it.
a lot of parts of our body that we care about more than ribs, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What if you took part of the dick and then made one?
That make more
But then
sense.
it'd be kind of gay.
Do you think if women were made out of ribs, black people would eat them out more?
Whoa.
We eat pussy, bro. What are you talking
it's,
about?
It's select groups of blacks. who
Nah,
don't.
that's not true. That's not
Jamaicans.
true.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
lie.
lying.
Yeah, they be lying their ass off,
Oh,
bro.
really?
Yeah, they be lying their ass off.
Really?
Yeah, they be lying.
On some mafia shit, on some Tony
Yeah,
Soprano shit.
yeah. We don't talk about
Interesting.
this, but
But it happens.
It would make more sense if it was that they're made out of foreskin.
No, because you don't want to fuck dick.
yeah, then it's gay. Then if you bang a girl, it's actually
Duh.
banging.
I mean,
banging
if
a
you
dick.
just planted your foreskin and then a woman grew, you're not going to fuck your dick.
Technically, if I was to take my penis right now
Yeah.
and stick it in one of y'all ribs cage, that would be extremely gay. Technically, we're fucking ribs, bro.
That's exactly.
Charlamagne.
Technically,
Put your fingers on it. Stop acting like you're saying something real. That's your Stop saying you said something important, philosophical.
technically,
He's like, who's going yes and with me right now?
No means no.
technically, we fucking ribs, bro.
No.
Yes, bro.
No.
You're fucking a man's rib.
Yeah, that's what a woman is. Every woman comes from half man. Did you know that? Every woman is half man.
We're all half man, half
Both
woman.
of our wives are half man.
I know this.
half a man.
But that's why it meshes, right? Because a woman can be half man, half woman. A guy can be half man, half woman, and we just fuck each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So then maybe gender is a construct. We're already half man,
Gender
half
is
woman.
definitely a construct just because of the words. The words are named, like we made up the name of the word.
And woman's a construct. Every rib.
A rib.
Yeah. She's constructed on the rib.
Literally.
Dude, and imagine, bro. Dude, do you think that different ribs make different women? Like, you think like the big ribs?
Yeah. Girls be big both.
What is fucking the McRib make?
Yeah, I'm just... Dude, you bury a McRib in the Garden of Eden? Or whatever that thing is? The Garden of Eden? What's the name of that? What happened to me? Bury a McRib in the Garden of Eden. What happens to that?
That's a bad bitch, right?
Bro, what comes out?
That's a Lori Harvey
If you
right
bury
there.
a McRib in the Garden of Eden, you think that's a Lori Harvey? What about a Bernice Burger?
That's what I was thinking.
Bernice comes
What I was
sprouting out.
thinking about.
Dude.
She still got it.
Hell she ain't never lost it, bro. Bernice, bro. They need to build a statue of Bernice in New Jersey, bro.
Do they?
Yes, man. Really? They need to build a statue of Bernice Burgo for me, bro.
Yeah, they do.
Bernice won at life, bro.
Yes, she did. How many ribs do you think it took to make her?
At least.
I don't think that's one rib, bro.
You don't think so?
No, I think some of these women are made of multiple ribs.
Multiple man ribs.
Is it only human ribs?
Say again?
Only human ribs? Like dinosaur ribs? That doesn't count.
Ooh. No, it was just human. It was man ribs.
Human. I think
We got
it's
two
human.
ribs that we don't need. There's like two hanger ones that you could take out and we don't need it.
And then you know what's crazy? What can you do? Maybe this is a metaphor for this. What can you do once you take out your bottom rib?
You know, dick.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's what God is. Do you know what I mean? Maybe.
Oh,
God, the woman is a metaphor.
Yeah.
I removed these to make somebody that could do that.
Yeah, women need to read the Bible. Women need to read the Bible.
They do read the
Especially once they
Bible.
get married.
Yeah, that's facts. So.
I'm surprised more women don't push back on the we were just made out of ribs thing, though.
Why?
That sounds crazy.
Well, we were made out of dirt. That's not much better. I'd rather be made out of ribs than dirt.
Yeah, but think about all the things that grow from dirt.
Like?
Nothing grows from ribs. Everything grows from dirt. Everything.
Yeah.
Everything starts from dirt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like nothing grows from ribs. What if those two ribs that we don't need no more? That allergies we talking
I
about.
still want my ribs.
Yeah,
I don't want to be growing bitches. My wife would be furious if I just start planting ribs and then women are walking around my apartment.
Yeah.
That'd be a dangerous situation.
You can suck your own dick. It's like,
Then how am I gonna get any work done?
I'm so glad we can't do that.
Suck our own dicks?
That's crazy, yo.
You can't play the flute?
Nah, bro, that's wild. I like masturbating, but sucking your own dick would be nuts, bro. You would much rather your dad catch you masturbating than trying to suck your own dick. That's crazy.
Would be even worse.
You catching your dad.
You walk in, you say, hey, you don't know it's like being married. Don't judge me. Your mama don't do it no more. Imagine walking in on your dad, sucking his own dick. The mom just getting dressed like this motherfucker.
Yeah. Your dad call you a one-man gay slur.
What's that?
Whoa.
Wait, what's that? Huh? What would that be?
you gotta go play football with your dad. Be like, yeah, get over here. Yeah, I'm throwing you
For
around.
real?
Oh my God, man.
You guys are watching TV one time. You're over here sucking your own dick.
That's actually the thing that's interesting. Jerking off is not gay, but sucking your own dick feels gay.
Jerking off and looking in the mirror is gay.
Bro. Can I tell you
The
something?
final stretch.
That's wild.
Nah, he's on to something.
That's wild, bro.
He's on to something.
You either an extreme narcissist or you are like gay.
No, but bro, jerking off in the mirror, that seems a little bit.
That's wild, bro. You bugging.
You bugging.
You wilding
because
out.
you're just watching some dude jerk off.
Nah, and by the way, I'm not against it, but it is wild. That's some like narcissistic.
What about watching yourself have sex in the mirror? That's not gay. But you're watching a dude bang your wife.
You are watching yourself have sex.
I love mirrors. I don't know why.
You just want to see a black dude fucking your wife?
Yeah, that is.
I like it. I like mirrors. I don't know why.
A lot of people like
I like
it.
But is
mirrors.
that
yo.
because we have a couple fetish? We're like, who's that fucking my wife? Like,
No.
It's a stranger.
yeah.
I think because you get to see angles. I'm not talking.
What about yes? Like, what if you disguise it?
Fucking barely.
What if you just put like a mask on so you don't know it's you?
Oh.
Yeah, I guess the teleporting thing
Why is that
might not be
crazy?
the thing.
That's wild. Like why?
So your wife can get some pleasure in life.
Now,
man.
I can see white guys doing that with blackface.
blackface, cuck yourself.
But you gotta do your whole body.
Blackface and black dick. You go all black everything.
Yeah.
You gotta put on one of them like Kanye outfits. You gotta put on the Skims, and then you gotta fuck yourself. You gotta have sex with your wife, and then you got cock.
I can see you do.
Is that racist? Can you get a pass for that?
What?
If you do full body blackface and black dick just to give your wife pleasure from a black man in the mirror?
First of all, if you did that, why would you tell anybody?
If it got leaked.
I'm not going to.
Why would it get? Who's gonna tell?
These black people be telling, bro.
Who's going?
These black people be snitching. Okay, Gunna.
Blackface, you might snitch. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. I
Who's
wouldn't do
gonna
it as a white guy.
tell? Like nobody's gonna tell. Like why would you tell anybody that?
Nah, your wife's gonna tell.
Your wife
She's gonna
might
tell
tell.
her friends
Yeah.
and be like,
Why
yo.
would she? She'd be like, oh, maybe a divorce. Okay, y'all got divorced.
Not even divorce, brag and be like, oh, I caught some black dick last night. She was crazy.
They're like, what?
Yeah,
You
why
cheated
you-
on your husband? You
Yeah,
go,
no, not exactly.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
He just dressed
I
up.
think it depends how racist the blackface is. Like you give himself super big lips or some shit. Now it's like
That's wild. That's wild.
But if
That's
it's just
wild.
a little
That's
paint.
why even Ben Stiller not apologizing for Tropic Thunder. Like I don't have an issue with that because I never looked at them as trying to be black.
What?
Keep going.
I never thought they were trying to be black in Tropic Thunder. I thought they just had chains.
Yes, and
Is that black? I thought blackface is when you're pretending to be black. That's what the original minstrel shows
That's
were.
what he's doing in the movie.
In the movie,
he's playing a black man. He
playing a
got
black
surgery to look black, and then he's acting black.
I never saw
being
Tropic
character.
Thunder. Never saw it.
clip it.
I never saw
Gotta
Tropic
see a
Thunder.
scene, man.
Clip it.
I've never seen Tropic Thunder ever in my life.
Clip it.
I actually thought it was Robert Downey Jr. that had the.
It was.
It
Ben
was,
Stiller's
yeah.
movie. He directed it and was like, he might have wrote it.
You're a genius, bro. Your ability to have an incredibly passionate opinion about something you know nothing about.
I had no idea.
Is
So he was pretending to be black.
We gotta probably keep it.
A method actor.
let's just watch
Basically,
it.
yeah, the character is like, oh, I'm a
Just let
method
him watch
actor.
it.
Yeah,
Just let
here
him
you go.
Can we go to the beginning?
Bus retarded.
Oh, go back. That's
In a
it.
weird
Go
way,
back, because
I
the handicapped people, y'all got to get in on this too now.
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
So
Yeah, I've never seen Tropic Thunder.
I've never seen Tropic Thunder either, ever in my life.
the Ben Stiller character played a character that was fully retarded.
Oh, that guy right there was supposed to be.
No,
in another movie.
Okay.
Like that's the movie's about the making of a movie.
Yeah.
And they're making fun of all these Hollywood tropes, really, like how far actors will go to like get into character and take roles from people who should actually play them.
Oh, so it makes sense for Robert Downey Jr. to be playing a black man in the movie.
Yes.
Yeah. But people are still upset just because he is in black.
Even though they're making fun of an actor that would wear blackface.
I don't know.
But Ben Stiller's like, I'm not going to apologize for the movie anymore.
Why would you apologize for a movie that
they want him to.
that was the kind of movie that it's supposed to be?
It's like Django. Like no one makes Leo to like apologize for saying that word.
It's
like,
a period piece.
Yeah.
And his tweet, he said, I'd never apologized for making the movie. I think he apologized one time because of the retard stuff, because Shaun White, the snowboarder, I think, went as like a simple Jack character for Halloween, and then that was kind of offensive, so he just apologized. Was like, yo, no offense to Sean or whatever, I'll apologize to whoever was offended, but he never apologized for the blackface or even really the playing of that, because it's all making fun of the industry, not making fun of the people, the minorities. It's making fun of the industry.
It's making fun of actors that would go this far to get an award.
Yeah.
And the never go full retard thing is making fun of, like, we want to see people who we think who look mentally challenged, but not really.
Like they would never hire an actual autistic person to play those roles.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, but people are still upset because they don't want to think about the whole context of it. And then some guy tweeted him, like, you need to stop apologizing for this movie, I loved it. And then he responded, he's like, I never apologized for the movie, I'm very proud of it. And just to be clear, we were making fun of the actors, not the industry, basically, long and short of it.
I'm just glad that Robert Downey Jr. came up. Because he came a long way from that shit to be Iron Man.
This is after Iron Man.
Tropic Thunder's after
He said on an interview I had done Iron Man, and then this movie came and I knew it was tricky, but I trusted Ben Stiller, something like I trusted his intention, I knew what he was trying to do, so I was like, this could be fun, let's do it. He said in hindsight, I think he said something like in hindsight.
I know he did Sherlock Holmes after Iron Man.
On his thing, he said I had done the first Iron Man.
Oh, no, you're right. That shit came out a few months after Iron Man.
Oh, wow. Christ, Iron Man.
Yeah, May 2008 was Iron Man. Tropic Thunder was August 2008.
That's ballsy, bro.
I mean, not really. The movie's already shot, and then they probably wasn't even thinking about putting Tropic Thunder out. until they saw the success of Iron Man. They're like, shit, let's throw this shit out. Robert
That's
Downey
the other
Jr.
thing.
back.
Like, Iron Man is they don't know it's going to be a mega success.
Yeah.
Also, this is truly pre-cancel culture. Even though like you weren't supposed to do blackface, I think it was edgy, but people I think saw what he was trying to do. It was a hit movie.
Well, no, I lied. That right there is actually blackface.
Yeah.
Because he's pretending to be a black actor. But a lot of the stuff that they said was, I was about to say stuff like Chris Rock when Fallon did Chris Rock. I don't know if that was, he's pretending to be Chris Rock, so I guess that is blackface, I guess. I guess.
You're referencing the minstrel show. Referencing, and which is way different.
Yeah. Than actually
painting your skin black to look like a specific black person.
I don't think you can win. Even if he didn't paint his skin black and still was pretending to be Chris Rock, I think he still get flack.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. If he like dressed like him and then did the accents or did the the act out and like did all the
Frank
things.
Caliendo pretends to be Charles Barkley. People he just does the voice. I don't think he does. And so people aren't offended by it.
Yeah. It's just like the raw history with minstrel shows. Anytime someone puts black on their body, people just tense up and go, "Oh, that's bad."
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't perfectly logically make sense, it's just because the cast is such a traumatic history. People are just like, "Don't touch it."
I get it.
Even though those characters are trying to make fun of black people in general, right?
Exactly.
Whereas this is specifically being a black person or dressing up as Chris Rock as a black person, or dressing up as Kobe and looking as a black person.
When Kimmel did Karl Malone.
But even with that, I was thinking about that one, but it's like, yo, was he actually trying to do blackface?
No, he's trying to do Karl Malone.
Karl Malone. You know what I mean?
Which, look, there's the distinction. Like, if you're dressing up as, like, let's say, for example, you do a stereotypical black person outfit that isn't a person that we know.
Yeah.
That, to me, regardless if it's back in the day or now, you can be like, oh, this is blackface. You're just trying to use this as an opportunity to make fun of all the black stereotypes, right?
Yeah.
But if you're being Chris Rock or you're being Karl Malone or you're being something like that, you could show that there is a distinction there because you're going after one specific person, right? That being said, anybody triggered by blackface is going to be triggered by that as well.
Yeah, technically it is blackface, now that I think about it.
It's all blackface.
Yeah, it's blackface because it's a white person pretending to be a black person. That's essentially what the minstrel show was. It was white actors.
But it wasn't they were pretending to be black people. They were pretending to be stereotypes of black people.
But that's how they saw
The
black people.
intentions of the things are different, but they look similar.
Yeah. So if you pretend to be the best stereotypes of a black person, is it still offensive?
You win. Depends.
Like if you go as Oprah, is it offensive? You're going as a billionaire.
What Oprah?
Ooh.
If you do 1900 Oprah, 1990s Oprah, and you put on like a fat suit, you know what I mean? And you do your hair a certain way, that might come off kind of like, you could look like you're making fun of her. You know what I mean? It just depends what Oprah. And do you have to do the black skin to be Oprah? You know?
I mean,
kind of helps.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like is Oprah somebody that's defined by skin color? Is there a way to show people that I'm Oprah?
Clears it up. Like if there's an Asian girl dressing as Oprah, it clears it up.
Yeah, if you're a white girl dressing as Oprah, and it's just like a wig, you just kind of look like the nanny, I think.
Yeah.
I guess you would have to wear like a signature Oprah outfit. Like you'd have to wear Oprah when she revealed how skinny she was for the first time.
Yeah.
With the black shirt, the jeans, like people remember that.
If you wear J-Lo's outfit from the MTV Awards or the Grammys, whatever that one was, that floor, like we gonna know you J-Lo.
Easy. Absolutely.
They need to bring back that show with I think it was
she
Ice
dressed
Cube.
like The Rock.
I know, for real.
Yeah.
That's an iconic Oprah picture. You got to have the wagon with you. If you got the wagon with you, and I guess that's how much weight she lost in the wagon.
Exactly. So everybody's gonna know.
Yeah.
You remember that show they used to swap the families? It was
that shit was crazy.
That was crazy.
Different Strokes?
No, they were like
Brady Bunch.
They put white people in blackface and black people in whiteface.
I don't remember that.
And then the wife and husband, they would just swap and then live with the other family for like a week.
Oh wait, was those two
you're talking
different
about a
shows?
different show.
There was a show where they actually painted white people
black
as
and white, where like they make the families trade races and then live in societies of different races and then reflect on their experience.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
And somebody
No,
had
this is different.
Somebody had a joke about this. I forget what it was, but the conception was really funny because they're like, of course, the white people who have the blackface on are like, man, it's so hard being black. Like people look at you crazy, and it's like, Yeah, because they're looking at you walk around the mall in blackface.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're not looking at you as a
regular black person. Word up,
like,
word
what
up.
fucking lunatic
Word
is
up.
walking around?
And nowadays, you got to think to yourself, okay, is that like war paint this person is wearing? Like, what is this guy about to do in this motherfucking mall? Like, for real. That's what I'm saying. You really got to think about shit like that.
Yeah.
So why do y'all talk so long? I just want to know, like, I want to know, like, for, like, podcast purposes, like, what is it, like...
You talk 4.5 hours a day.
Yeah.
It's a lot of breaks in between that, though. Like,
you need a break, you need to go pee?
No, I'm just saying, I want to know, like, what, is there, like, an algorithm thing? Like, is there,
we just like hanging, man. We don't, we don't have children.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have tons of businesses we have to look after.
I'm just wondering, like, I'm like, what? Like, this is, like, why? I'm just wondering,
because it's fun when you hang out with your friends. You're like, man, I gotta go home.
Yeah. Y'all don't even break this up in parts. Y'all just put this shit out like this. y'all just drop this shit like 2-hour extravaganza. Like
he's been waiting 2 hours to say this.
2 hours?
No, I didn't realize how long. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm looking at that clock. I'm like, is that how long we've been talking, or is that the time?
How long have we been talking?
About that time.
Wait.
About 1 hour 55.
Damn.
God damn, yo. That is what they gonna really think I'm on flagrant now. This is crazy. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Shout out to Mano too, man.
Okay.
See, this is why we go long.
Yeah.
Keep on bringing stuff up.
What happened with Mano?
Mano choked out a TikToker.
Yeah.
I just want to know. I don't. No, it's really good. It's really good.
Hold on.
This is really good. You gotta understand, and I could have, Jay-Z had a line once, and he was like, I don't know why your advisors didn't forewarn you. This is why you need old men for counsel and young men for war, because I could have told that young man who not to play with.
So this is a dude that, like, will antagonize people, like, on the street doing, like, a little thing. So here.
First of all, this is when he should have stopped. You see how Mano put his hand on his shoulder? Pause there for a second, Mark. When Mano put his hand on his shoulder and gave him a little rub, like, hey, now you just chatting. You know what I'm saying? He's letting him know. Now it's time for you to relax. Because now I got my guard up.
Yeah.
The next thing you do, I'm going to take it as a threat, and you're going to get choked the fuck out. And for whatever reason, why was this his next thing to say? This is crazy. Like, why? Why? First of all, why would you say that to anybody? But why would you say that to Mano?
These young kids, man.
You don't know none of Mano's history, bro?
So this is a vertical video that someone posted on their story.
It's not just what they do. Don't play with them.
He just chokeslammed him and just held him on the bar.
That's
toxic
bro.
shit. It was crazy.
Mano is an OG from Brooklyn. Mano did not survive 10 years in prison, survived the mean streets of Brooklyn in the 1900s to be playing with no TikTok or YouTuber.
Yeah.
And why is your line, how fast do you think I can beat your ass? That's a threat.
Yeah. But I think that either I've seen another kid do this or he does this, and it's the same kind of line.
Stop doing that. You will get killed.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad can I beat you up?
You say it to me, I'd be like 9.
Don't do it to nobody. He could do that to a random person in a grocery store.
This is what I like about what Mano did, is that he knows the guy's not going to try to beat him up. He understands the jig. The jig is just a TikTok, right? But the point of the TikTok is to kind of make the person being interviewed look pussy. So he's like, you're trying to make me look pussy, and you have it on video, so I have to demonstrate in some way I'm not pussy.
Let me tell you something about Mano. And Mano is an evolved person.
Yeah.
He's evolved a lot. When I first moved up here in 2006, I learned quite quickly.
Oh, not pussy Mano.
It's not that. You shouldn't even be saying those words in Mano in the same sentence.
Yeah, I heard some of those stories.
Mano, and you know what Mano used to call it? And it's so funny because this is what he administered here. Discipline.
Okay, what's the story?
That's what Mano would say. Mano was like, I had to, if you be like, yo, Mano, fuck it. No. I administered discipline. And that's what he did.
Stories you can tell or no?
I mean, it's stuff that people know. I mean, Google it. Like, it's not like, a lot of this stuff is not like hidden. Like, you can Google Mano slap such and such, or Mano beat up such and such. Like, it's a million of them.
Okay,
like,
while Mark looks that up, has anybody tried to intimidate
this
you?
guy Mano put Marine. I mean, Mark put Marine discipline.
I got the Charlemagne Google extension. Yeah, just Google it how you said it. No, this is Yeah, he just like slaps everything. Crazy.
Yeah, I could have told this guy that wasn't going to end well for you. You got to know who to play with.
But I think this is the ending he wanted.
Exactly. I don't believe that.
5.
I don't believe that, yo. I don't believe that. And if these are the endings y'all want, please remember, y'all not. This is not MTV Jackass. Those guys were getting paid millions of dollars, okay, to put themselves in harm's way. Y'all doing this shit for some fucking likes and retweets? Nah, bro. And you know what this also does?
No, they
This
weren't getting
shows-
paid millions of dollars.
Mano done set the precedent now.
Oh,
Mano done set the precedent.
Oh, so this is like the Will Smith thing.
Mano done set the precedent. That's right. Mano done set the precedent.
Try to play me, you get choked.
That's right. Now I gotta fuck one of you TikTokers and YouTubers up.
Was that considered self-defense, though?
Absolutely self-defense. It was a threat.
I mean, the guy goes, what happens if I beat your ass?
Absolute threat.
This is a different trend that happened a few years ago. I just want to bring it up, but it accidentally played super loud. This is a guy that would go.
This is hilarious.
So this is similar. I don't know if you've ever seen this, Char, but this is a guy who would go and antagonize people and try to fight them in the hood. And this is what would happen.
Just play it. This is the one. This one right here. This one is fire. This one. This is the one. This is the one, bro.
That's hilarious, man.
Rape
Oh my God. Man, that is funny as shit.
Idiots, top-notch idiots. These kids are fucking crazy. They go up to people, they try to start some shit.
Yeah, I seen
And
that.
then right before they about to get fucked up, then they tell them, yo, it's a prank.
Man, that's
it's a
why you
prank.
gotta leave people the
Son,
fuck alone, yo.
People have pulled out guns on
You
them.
trying to
They
get
pulled.
checked?
Why though?
Son,
Why do
full
Mexicans
fucking
go like
views.
this when they want to fight?
What you talk about, then, bro?
He brings out a scrapbook.
Bro, well, I didn't know getting into fights was that easy. I didn't know all you had to do is go to someone and say, hey, do you want to fight right now? And they'd be like, sure.
That's not what they're saying, though, Mark. The guy's like, I'll fuck you up. Boy, you want to get beat up? You know what I'm saying? Like,
but that's
different.
I just didn't know it was that easy to fight. I'd never really been in a fight before.
Yeah, it's that easy.
You also have to pick the right people.
I guess, yeah. You got to pick people that want to fight.
Downtown LA half the time. You'll find people.
But it's just insane. But I'm like, yeah, to this end, yeah, people want to pick fights and get reactions out of people for views. And views is the currency. So if I can go up to Mano and say some crazy shit just to get him choke me out, we're talking about him. You're talking about
If I'm
And
Mano,
then
I'm
it's
suing.
one all the way through.
Straight up.
So for what?
Emotional distress. Because what's going to happen is that dude might try to jump out the window and do something, do a lawsuit on Mano.
You think Mano's going to sue someone?
Man, he needs to, because that's the type of era we live in. Somebody will do some shit like that to you, get that reaction out of you, and then
I think
sue
we're
you.
gonna get to the point where you need us to sign or whatever the fuck to do these videos.
I thought you had to do that now. Like everybody on this video can sue those guys.
They can.
Everybody on this video can sue if they didn't get permission to put them out there.
I think at the end they tell them, they're like, oh, you're on camera. Is it cool to put you on camera? I guess. I think they get a verbal.
You do have to get some permission.
Some of these people seem like they would not be cool with it.
Yeah.
After the prank is done,
That look
and then they
intimate right there.
Yeah,
That was bro, that shit look wild. Didn't she say, give me your bone?
Wild, bro. So it's
Oh,
wild.
give me your phone, blood. Okay.
All right, look. That's the episode.
As always, if you listen to this podcast,
should we announce our upcoming podcast, Charlie?
Oh, yeah. You guys should do something.
Oh, yeah.
We got to do the press release soon, right?
Oh, yeah. We'll wait for the press release for that.
Oh, Drake and Yachty. We didn't talk about Drake and Yachty.
Yeah, but you didn't watch the... Yo, Drake and
I saw
Yachty
clips
have a
of it.
great conversation.
Great.
Okay, I'll be honest, I saw the clips too. But they have a great... This is great conversation. They do the podcast.
Yeah.
And it's two friends talking, and like two friends who've had incredible success in their careers, reflecting on their success, reflecting on therapy, reflecting on like how they see
They're
themselves.
at different generations, too, which is kind of cool. Like the way they talk.
Yo, that was the first
It was
time.
fucking awesome.
That was the first time Drake's been called old.
Yeah. Hilarious.
He's been thinking it.
Yeah.
He's probably been thinking it, you know, which is probably the reason for a lot of his moves lately. But when Yachty said that to him, he had to ask, like, yo, how old are you?
Yeah.
And Yachty was like, I was 25, and he was like, he had to think about that shit, like,
He
like,
said,
Yachty's only 25?
25.
There's a moment, and I think it was when Yachty called him old, where Drake's talking, and then he says, I'm 36 now, or whatever. And Yachty goes, damn, that's old. And Drake stops mid-sentence and goes, And you could tell that shit in. He was like, oh, fuck.
Yo, Drake, welcome to my world, my boy. That's going to be you for the rest of your career. You are the elder statesman now. You are the OG.
He says the same shit I say when people call me old. I'm like, you can get old. Just wait. I can't wait till you get old.
It's the truth.
Like such an old comeback.
But it was so funny because Drake started going like, I'm going to still be in shape. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to still be getting fly. I'm like, oh, shit, that shit hurt him. Like, that shit cut him deep.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I enjoyed the clips of the convo that I saw.
How old is Drake?
35, 36.
So I think that's when you start to realize your mortality a little bit.
He's got a kid. His kid is now older, and he's like having like a real relationship with him.
Yeah.
Once you pass that 35 is really the 40 threshold. You know what I mean? Like
Drake really 50 in rap years, bro.
What you mean?
Because he's been around the past decade.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Drake has given us so much music. Like, there's nothing, like when Drake's, Envy was saying the other day that he wants Drake to drop one more album before he retires, like a rap album. I'm like, what more can he do?
No, he can't do anything.
He's given us, he's done everything, every genre of music. Like,
outsold everyone.
But this is the stuff that I think that he can do. Because I don't think that we've had this type of intimacy with Drake. So it's like Drake has been super vulnerable in the lyrics, but still contained to a song, right?
Yeah.
This was really cool to see somebody say, "Yo, are you old?" and then him react and keep that shit in keep it in the podcast or keep it in the show.
I think Drake has a lot that he wants to say that for whatever reason he's not able to convey it through music. Because he's been doing this lately. You know, he did this interview with Yachty and a couple.
He did it with Caleb Presley as well.
That's who that was when he was sitting outside. Yeah.
Was it outside with
it was
him?
Somebody I saw him sitting. No, he did Caleb Presley, but then he did another one where he was just like sitting outside somewhere. Like,
oh, that was like a live stream or something.
Yeah, he's been doing this more and more.
Yeah, because before that was just the Rap Radar thing that he did. That was it.
But it's good. Reflect. Like, I love to see it, and I love to see people. And maybe there's some self-interest in it because you're looking at people who have had success, and if they're being reflective on their success and how it's changed their life and how it's changed their relationships and all these things, it's cool to know what they're thinking in their positions, right? Because you're always aspiring to be there, but you also want to know what the problems are when you go there. So, you know, selfishly, it was really cool, but you don't get to see uber successful people reflect that often. Maybe you get an interview on The Breakfast Club where you can like really open them up, right? But like, oftentimes, how often do we see it? Like,
I like it, but I still think it's too young for them to be reflecting. Like, even when Billboard did that list, when Billboard had like Kendrick Lamar as the #2 greatest rapper of all time, I think Drake was like top 10. I'm like, yo, it's too early for all that. It's too early to have the Drakes and the Kendricks in the top 10s of all time.
You just said he was 50 in rap years.
Yeah, but I think when it comes to greatest of all time, you have to do at least 15 to 20 years.
But that's business. What I'm saying is I want to know about how life experience has impacted you. To me, that's the most interesting. It's like he said an interesting thing when he was talking about the therapy shit, and he's basically talking about like how he got big titties.
I understood that reference.
And that makes sense. And it's cool to see like the therapist put it in a way for her to completely relate. You think that the girl, this bad girl that you're with, got the big titties, everybody's looking at her? No.
The reason Drake
They're looking at your ass in the room.
The reason Drake sounds crazy repeating that is because when your therapist tells you things, therapist is telling you things, he's telling you things, or she is telling you things for you to understand.
Confidence.
You know what I mean? So whatever that reference that his therapist told him was for him. It sounds crazy to us, but she sat with him enough to know how to talk to him and to connect with him and to get him to understand what it is that she's saying. So to us, when he's repeating like, you know, that's why I can relate to women with big titties and, you know, I feel like a pair of titties in the room. It sounds crazy to us, but that is a conversation that his therapist...
It sounds crazy.
Not to me, but you go to therapy.
But I do love this idea that, like, she tried to communicate it in a bunch of other ways.
And he probably didn't get it.
She was probably like, it's titties, bro. You got double D's. Like, everybody look at your fucking titties. Like,
I go to therapy, you go to therapy. We understand that therapy talk. I get what that the therapist connected with him on a level, and now he's trying to relate to it to people, but they're probably looking at him like, what the fuck is he talking about? He's talking about titties with his therapist? Yes. A good therapist should meet you where you are. To take you where he or she needs you to go. I think so.
Nah, it was just cool. It's a rare conversation. Say what?
No, I need a better therapist.
Money, you can pay for a great therapy.
You take references?
Charlotte, you walky.
What?
So you gotta bleach a little bit.
Men have titties now too, by the way. I just want you to know that.
Wait, what do you mean?
Men have titties.
Yeah, of course.
You can get you a titty dick combo if you want.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad that you acknowledge that, Brian.
No, I'm just letting Alex know that there's other stuff on the menu.
You know? You think he knows that?
Yeah.
He works at Cheesecake Factory. Look at his outfit.
Oh, yeah. 100%. You know that's not so secret menu. That's not so secret menu.
Nah, the two of y'all can clown looks because y'all have aged and got younger. And I don't know what it is. It's a secret.
No.
I'm good, bro.
I feel bad about Nick being joking about you.
Nah, you just gotta reel on the both sides.
I've been hearing that. You know what's crazy? I've been hearing that a lot, and it's wild. I'm like, nigga, you got
Botox. Stop it.
I never got Botox. I do chemical pills and stuff. I would tell you if I got Botox.
Frown.
No, he got
Exactly. You got Botox. You are a liar. No, you don't have a single line on your forehead.
What are you talking about? I have a big ass vein right here.
No, you got a whole fucking dorsal fin right here, dude. Yeah, you got it.
You got Botox, bro.
I've never got Botox. I would tell y'all if I got Botox.
Lines right here.
No.
I've got the chemical. I get chemical pills. I'm overdue for a chemical pill. I've never gotten Botox, bro. I would tell y'all.
It's cat.
I've never gotten Botox. I've got the chemical pill.
Why? What you got Botox?
Yeah, so I got it for the sweating, but then I went to get a concert.
You get Botox for sweating?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in your armpits, right?
Yeah, here and in my face. But like just like
How the bitch
right.
got that shit?
It doesn't stop you from sweating. It just stops the sweat from coming out of those pores.
Yeah.
That's kind of wild.
And it wears off after like 3-4 months, and then you have to keep doing it. I was like, fuck it.
That's why the seats in WTF be wet. That's where the sweat be coming from.
You be sitting on them shit.
That's crazy, bro. I didn't know that shit. So where does the sweat come out of?
I mean, it just doesn't come out.
What?
No, it has
That's not
to
healthy,
come out.
Al.
You need to.
I mean,
adjust
well,
the
you
body
just
temperature.
sweat a lot less. Like you just the places
Nah, I
that
don't
put
want
it,
that.
you just don't see it as much.
Because the sweat helps you. The sweat helps you detox. You're supposed to sweat. Like
That's why I don't do antiperspirant. I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
Your body needs to sweat. You're sweating.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't do deodorant either, but yeah, deodorant.
I don't even believe in deodorant. Yeah.
Nah, but you need it.
Nah. You musty?
Yeah, I'm he's one of those that they don't shower every other day. They shower like
I shower every other day.
yeah, there you go.
That's wild, man.
Then you don't shower every day either. Got that right.
Okay, listen. We have to stop this podcast.
This shit has been going on a long fucking time, bro.
Charlie keeps talking.
This shit is wild, bro.
We want to talk about different topics.
And
This shit is wild.
Yeah.
So,
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. This might be a brand new episode this week too, bro. This is a lot. I don't know what the fuck we could possibly talk about, bro.
Dude, that's the thing, man. What do you mean? You come in here and you're like, yo, I want to call Michael B. Jordan corny for the first 30
I would
minutes.
never do that, ever.
Charlamagne.
I like Michael B. Jordan.
Charlamagne.
I love Michael B. Jordan and his love of white women.
Yo, King, you great.
Love is
He is great.
Love is love.
I'm
He is
excited to
great.
see Creed 3 personally.
Creed is great.
It's great.
I'm not even Creed is Creed is great. I thoroughly enjoyed Creed. I saw it a couple weeks ago. Like, it's a good movie. Like,
I like
it's
him.
actually a great movie.
I liked him in Black Panther when he pretended he was attracted to black women. I thought that was cool.
He had no love interest in that movie.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he did.
yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
Okay, Auntie.
That.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's
He didn't
crazy.
say okay, Auntie.
That's
He said okay,
He had no
Auntie.
love interest in that movie,
What are you
bro.
talking about?
The girl when they were stealing the artifact in the
You
beginning.
talking about
He
Alex?
killed her.
Hero, bro.
I mean, but he still kissed her.
He killed
the what?
the black woman. Shot her.
He sent her to the ancestral realm or whatever. When he sent her, he
You go
sent
see
her
her
to
grandma.
heaven,
You
bro.
go see her
Yeah.
grandma.
Yo,
Come on, man.
Let's talk about that.
Yo.
That's funny as hell, Michael B.
That's
Jordan.
funny. And once a white girl, he's like, well, wait a minute.
Kaiser, even though it was Cypress.
Smith that I'd like to make. Listen, all you have to do is shake my hand, Michael B. Listen,
man.
what is that? What are we talking about? It's
Nah,
it.
Michael B. Jordan is a great human.
He's a
man.
great guy.
Nah, he really is.
And
He's
there's
a good
nothing
dude.
wrong with white women, bro. You hate on white women.
No, there's nothing wrong with white women. I like to see black men with black women. That's all. And I like to see black women with black men. That's all. I don't mind interracial relationships. I have that preference. I like to see black love. I think black love is revolutionary. But I don't knock anybody who, chooses to be in interracial relationships.
It is the greatest form of revolution.
Black love, right? Absolutely. Especially you see how they've tried to break up the black family over the years.
Increase the numbers of the revolution.
Come on, man. And by the way, other races feel that way. Exactly.
What?
I select brown love.
Yeah.
But they're racist.
But no, that's not. I don't think that's racist.
They're racist.
I don't think that's racist,
They're
yo.
racist.
I don't think that's
It's a
racist, yo.
racist group
I don't
of
think that's
people.
racist.
They're a racist group
I
of
don't
people.
think so. Jewish
Ask him
people
if they'll-
do it.
ask him if
Asian
they'll
people
date
do it.
blacks.
I know he wouldn't, and I don't mind that he doesn't.
Liberal white women are the worst to me. That's the most dangerous group.
Yeah.
Wait, why? What you doing up there?
Who?
What was this little
son?
21.
He said liberal white. I decided to become one real quick. What do you mean, Akash?
There it is. That's the danger. That's the danger.
You gotta be careful. Well, maybe Michael B. Jordan is just keeping his enemies closer.
Ooh. Smart. But it is a thing, a race thing, right? Like y'all want Indians to be with other Indians.
A lot of Indians I know, well, like a lot of Indian dudes are like, dude, I want a white woman so badly. I'll pass.
Really?
I've heard Indian guys say, I'll pass on a bad Indian girl to be with a mediocre white girl.
Sellouts, bro.
And when I hear
bro.
shit like that, it was important to me.
Sellouts, bro.
But you wouldn't marry a black girl, though?
I would only marry an Indian.
Oh.
What Akash said is real, though.
Wait, hold on.
What's
What's another way of
No.
saying that?
What Akash said is real, bro.
What's another way of saying that?
I wouldn't marry anyone who wasn't Indian.
But so one way of saying
If
that
there was a bad black girl, it was like, oh gosh, I would love to
But
marry
you
her.
did it because of the hate that your own people were showing towards Indian women.
You say what?
You did it because of that hate.
all angle he's spinning. Okay.
I'm listening to Sean, man. I can't hear you.
But ask him if he would marry a black girl or a Jew girl.
I know he wouldn't, and I don't mind that. But
Thank you, Sean.
But you said you did it because of the hate that your people were showing towards
Yes,
your women.
I don't like self-hatred.
I'm with
I
that.
don't like that.
I'm
It's my
with
least
you.
favorite thing.
I'm with
so
you.
if I can show a different example, that's important.
I'm with you.
And
So I don't have any problem with black men who date white women or vice versa, as long as those black people aren't shitting on black people. You know what I'm saying? As long as like, oh, I married a white woman because the white woman's better. Or I married a white man because the white man got his shit together. Like that, and people that are like super pro-black but sleep white. I'm like, okay.
You gotta be in the middle somewhere.
I'm looking at. I'm
Now,
watching you.
if you're super pro-black but you sleep white, can you not talk about being pro-black?
You can, but it's just I'm just looking at you a little bit like.
Kind of feel that way too.
You know what I mean?
So they just gotta be silent.
Well, if you wanted to grow the numbers, wouldn't it be better to interracial meet? Because now you have 2 black people making more black people.
Take a white baby, turn black.
Yeah. You grow the numbers a lot faster.
You grow the numbers at the same speed, but you
faster.
No, you just take away the opportunity for you grow the percentage higher.
You lower the percentage of white people.
Exactly. So your numbers, you can only make as many babies as you make. You just lower the
But
percentage.
he's saying like a black girl and a black guy can go have a baby with
Alex
the
is
white
trying to
people, and then
find a
that's
way to
2.
marry
But if they have one together, then it's just
You
one.
want, Alex, if you want to marry a white woman, say it. If you want to marry a white woman, then say it.
That's right. You know, interracial marriage is the greatest act of revolution.
You want to marry a white woman?
That's a good ass point, bro.
You got a black girl?
No.
Oh.
But I'm just an Alex.
Yeah.
I just love the
Supports you doing it.
Yeah, I'm fine with
I'm
one.
married
Yeah.
to a black woman.
That's what's
I
up.
married a black woman. Most of my critics did not. That's Killer Mike. That's Michael Render. Killer Mike made that statement up, but I support it wholeheartedly.
Interesting.
I agree with that.
Interesting. Now, if can we do a hypothetical?
Okay.
If you were given a hall pass, okay? And a hall pass, it couldn't be a black woman because that's your love, that's your passion. You're too close. Your wife is like, I can't let you be with another black woman.
Yeah.
It is another race, okay? Why would it be Latino?
That's it. Wu-Tang said butter pecan Rican chocolate deluxe. So yeah, I would go get me a butter pecan Rican. Yeah.
Now, is there a specific one throughout history or even a cartoon?
He's been flirting all day.
Puerto Rican
Puerto Rican cartoons.
Look at this guy right here. That's not a Puerto Rican to you.
I look like Bad Bunny right now.
Don't disrespect Bad Bunny, man. What's your That's what going for. Silly rabbit. Silly rabbit going for Bad Bunny. This guy is crazy. This is what he's going for.
Way is crazy. I think you're better looking.
And now he's with Kendall. Come on, bro.
Kendall who?
Jenner. Yeah, like, come on, bro.
Let's see Al versus Bad Bunny.
I swear y'all was into this.
Nope.
Now we've got.
Now Bad Bunny kind of handsome, yo. Look at that one. Oh, you're doing the Charlemagne.
Yeah, that's the Charlemagne right there. Yo,
He hoping to dream about one of his old homies, bro. You laying on your stomach like, that's Bad Bunny?
That's bad.
Why does his hand look like that?
What?
Why is like
he's a human being that wears pants usually.
But he's naked. Shouldn't the whole thing be toasted cheeks?
Charlotte did it first.
What's that one?
That's not me. That picture was crazy. Go back to that.
This is jerking off in the mirror. That's jerking off in the mirror.
Yo,
Oh, somebody just tweeted this. They still tweeting this picture?
Yeah. I just tweeted it. God.
Somebody said, what's going on with Charlemagne? Hold on.
This is how you get in the Illuminati right
See,
here.
while I'm eating my motherfucking cereal, Charlemagne. Someone about to get photoshopped onto that Charlemagne pic. Why they think that's me, yo?
Oh, come on.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
I don't know how they think that's you.
Those cheeks are nuts.
Honestly, you are built right.
I know.
That cheeks
You
are
always talk about you gotta
You're built right.
Now, my ass is that bad. That's nuts.
No, that's wild.
Yo, Bad Bunny, toast your cheeks, yo. That pic looks crazy.
Final stretch.
Like, you gotta get those cheeks a little toasted, man.
No, he does.
That shit looks nuts,
He
bro.
does. But go back to you though.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is.
How you got blackface on your body, but then you got the white ass?
Who?
Bad Bunny.
Oh, I thought we were talking about you.
Nah, that's crazy.
Arkin, bro.
I've seen that picture so many times, and I'm like, at first I thought it was a joke.
Every morning in the mirror.
At first I thought it was a joke. Like, people really believe that's me.
I never realized how dark your ankles are.
That's crazy.
Look how dark your
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that's Photoshop, yo. What is it? I don't think that's really his shit. You look like a minotaur, bro.
Why are you speaking in third person?
You must have it all.
Alex over there bricked up, bro. Stand up right now, Alex.
I can't. You've been flirting me all day. I see this. I'm like,
For real, yo. Zoom in on Alex.
I don't blame him, bro. I mean,
how can you not be?
that is ridiculous.
See that arch? Come on, man.
Yo, as always, if you listen to this podcast, you think you're smart, you think we're flagrant, whatever the fuck, yo.
You win. Why is like he's a human being that wears pants usually.
But he's naked. Shouldn't the whole thing be toasted cheeks?
Charlotte did it first.
What's that one?
That's not me. That is not me, bro. That is not me. That picture was crazy. Go back to that.
This is jerking off in the mirror, bro. That's jerking off in the mirror.
Yo,
somebody just tweeted this. They still tweeting this picture?
Yeah. I just tweeted it. Yes.
Somebody said, what's going on with Charlemagne? Hold on.
This is how you get in the Illuminati right here.
See, while I'm eating my motherfucking cereal, Charlemagne. Someone about to get photoshopped onto that Charlemagne pic. Why they think that's me, yo?
Come on,
I don't know.
That's crazy.
I don't know how they think that's you.
Those cheeks are nuts.
Honestly, yo, you are built right.
I know.
That cheeks
You
are
always talk about you
crazy,
gotta
yo.
No, you're built right.
Yeah.
Nah, my ass ain't that fat. That's nuts.
No, that's wild.
Yo, Bad Bunny, toast your cheeks, yo. That pic looks crazy. Like, you gotta get those cheeks a little toasted, man.
No, he does.
That shit looks nuts,
He
bro.
does. But go back to you though.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Go
Yeah,
back
this
to
is-
you.
How you got blackface on your body, but then you got the white ass?
Who?
Bad Bunny.
Oh, I thought we were talking about you.
Nah, that's crazy.
You arcing, bro.
I've seen that picture so many times, and I'm like, at first I thought it was a joke. At first I thought it was a joke. Like, people really believe that's me. Yo.
I never realized how dark your ankles are.
That's crazy.
I didn't even know
I'm gonna
that
be
was-
honest with you. I think that's Photoshop, yo.
Wait, what?
I don't think that's
You
really
been-
his shit.
you
He look like
been
a
capping.
minotaur, bro.
Why are you speaking in the third person?
I know.
Alex over there bricked up, bro. Stand up right now, Alex.
I can't. You've been flirting me all day. And I see
Alex
this. I'm
bricked
like,
up
God
for real,
damn.
yo.
Dude.
Zoom in on Alex's
I'm not
crotch.
gonna blame him, bro. I mean, this
Son,
is ridiculous.
how can you not
bro.
be, bro?
That is ridiculous.
See
dude.
that arch? Come on now.
Yo, as always, if you listen to this podcast, you think you're smart, you think we're flagrant, whatever the fuck, yo.
Peace.
What's up, everybody? Before we start this amazing show with the hilarious Bobby Lee, you're going to love it. My live dates. Right now I'm in Chicago.
And he had hit me up. He had just gotten out of prison, and he was talking about how hard it was to transition. And I looked like into regular life, and I
What did he
listened.
say? We have an opportunity this year to build that core group of players, so it's a rebuild.
I think it's a possibility. There's a lot more work to be done, to be honest with you, to really like say, yeah, I'm confident. Where we're at now in the process is we've watched a lot of film on the players, and that's important to get an idea of what the value of the player is. It's a really important part of the process. That position in particular, there's such an emphasis.
I don't know if he wants to play with me. Seems like he didn't want to play with me.
We put on the neck up, and what that is, and what that looks like, and what it means, and how it translates. And you can't get that part off the film. You can get an idea, a little bit of, you can see decision making and processing, and there's an element of it. It's not that it's zero, but until you get in the room with the guy, get him on the board, eventually I would say like work through installs and see how they can retain information. I mean, this is like the first step of that puzzle. To do that, whether then there's the pro day, then there's 30 visits, and you can do private visits and things of that nature. And so I think there's some really talented young players here. And I think there's some years where there's maybe one or two. I think there's, it looks like there's, a handful of guys that have shown on film to be talented, to be diverse in their skill set. And so that's exciting. And then we got to go through the next part of the process to really, I'd say, determine that.
How does what they're doing in college football kind of challenge the NFL in terms of evaluation, especially with what they're doing compared to what you guys do?
Yeah, it makes it there's definitely a challenge there. We've seen a lot of people overcome it, at this point. So I'd say like there's probably less, maybe less reservations, but there's the element of just, from the basic, taking a snap under center. And there's a difference when you're taking the snap under center and you're backpedaling, if you will, and processing and making a decision versus just standing there in the shotgun and seeing the ball. There's a difference there. But we've seen a lot of people overcome that, and we've also seen offenses have adapted to that. You don't get a lot of guys under center in certain situations that aren't comfortable with it. The defenses are different. There's definitely a more complex, I'd say, defensive schematic game at the NFL level. And so again, that goes just into someone's ability to learn, someone's work ethic, and do they have the tools, and I'd say both from a personal and a mental skill set to put the work in to learn it. I think what we've seen now is like you can, a guy like Lamar Jackson. Now Lamar Jackson was super talented. He was a Heisman Trophy winner, obviously, but like he's come in the league, and Lamar Jackson can play quarterback in the league, and there's plenty of other guys, along those lines. And so, I think it's difficult because you have to put the work in to determine all that, and you're not going to still have like it's solid. But I think a lot of guys have shown that they can overcome that now.
Specifically in the first round, obviously you guys didn't have it last
Yeah, I think, in both approaches, on a very basic level, you have to have, to trade up for, specifically, you have to have, obviously, like, there's some people who want to go do that. And then, you have to weigh the cost of doing business to do that, And so I think what you really have to weigh in those situations is how you value the player and the cost that it's going to take to get that player. Because once you move up, typically you're subtracting other draft picks, which are other players. And so you got to that's the thing that you have to weigh between those two things. In terms of moving back, and we moved back a couple times, I believe last year. We moved up a couple times also. But in terms of moving back, usually when you're in a draft spot, can be anywhere from maybe 2 to 4 players who feel really comfortable taking that spot. And so I think the moving back portion is you get to that point, someone's calling up, and you're looking like, hey, we're going to get one of these 4 players and one of these 3 players if we move quarterback slot per se. You know what I mean? And so you're kind of just you're evaluating the risk reward of and the gamble of those players, that pool of players being there. There's a lot of, I'd say, intelligence that goes into figuring those questions based on what other teams are, things that you've learned about maybe which direction other teams are going to go. So you try to have some insight beyond just your situation, but that's the kind of the dichotomy there of those two things. Yeah. I think that you have to, when you're looking at the desire to win now and a future quarterback, it's interesting because you've seen it go both ways in terms of if you draft a young guy and they sit, right? Like the home factor, and you can go back, maybe probably a little bit more prevalent. I think even Carson Palmer might have sat. So there's that there's a history there of doing that and players having success, and there's also the history of guys getting thrown in the fire right away and it not working out so well. Now there's some guys that have gotten thrown in the fire and taken their lumps and grown. Andrew Luck, I don't think he led the league in interceptions his rookie year and also went through. And so, yeah, in terms of your question, balancing that decision, right, off winning now. I think it's just a philosophical thing. You have to make a decision. You have to be aligned with the top of the organization down. If you drop a young guy and you're going to commit to that person sitting all year and learning, everybody, I think you just have to have that communication on the front end because there might be something, or again, that pressure to get that guy out there, throw him in the fire. So it does take, I would say, a unique amount of discipline to do that, but I think more importantly, it has to be alignment. Like, yeah, no, I think Josh and I discussed like kind of what our philosophically what we like our approach to be on that. There's still more work to be done for me to say, yeah, this is what we're going to do 100%. I'd say we're not there. Of course, we've had those discussions. We've had those discussions over the years.
The final stretch.
There is a moment in time here as we're approaching this next phase of the offseason where you have to do if you end up doing that.
Maybe the opposite. Your case. Great. Feel like
yeah, I would say if you were just looking at the support part of that, you would say, yeah, there's a lot of support there for someone to succeed. I think it really ends up being an individual case-by-case thing because it really depends on the person and what they're ready for. Because if they're not ready for
okay, so it doesn't work that way.
Because they're not ready for the responsibilities of being an NFL quarterback, then the weapons are null and void. And so, in theory, yes, there's a lot of weapons there. But I think, it comes back to the individual and what they're ready for.
Devontae's been very supportive of you and Josh, but said he wants to be kept in the loop. It's important to him. Obviously, you're not going to let him pick the next quarterback, but how much conversation do you have? Hey, this is a guy we believe when that time comes, that your plan is. How much do you include him in it?
Yeah, well, every relationship's kind of unique. I would say for myself, and I won't speak for Josh, but for myself, Devontae's probably one of me and him probably have one of the closest relationships that I've had with a player as an active player that's still playing in the NFL. And so, our communication's pretty fluid. Whether it's on the quarterback or whether it's just in general conversation. And so Devontae, we've talked about it before, he's earned the right to be kept in that loop. Josh and I feel that way by what he's accomplished and who he is as a player and who he is as a leader on that team. And so he'll be involved in those conversations, like you said, and Devontae knows he's not selecting who the quarterback is. But he'll be involved in the process, and we'll bounce some ideas off him. And ultimately, again, it's going to be the decision that we're going to make, and he understands and respects that at the same time.
You mentioned the price of doing the business last year when you made the move for Devontae. You just gave up a first and a second last year.